Is it a mic?
That
Is it
could
a
be why.
microphone thing? Should I just be more specific?
Should we talk directly into the mics to make sure it works?
I mean,
is that the
I
issue?
think these are the ones we want to point at our faces instead of the sky.
Yes.
Yes, that's true.
Test.
Hello,
How
Mike.
about now? Does audio work now? I think I figured it out. I think I pressed the button.
Hey, they can hear us now.
That wasn't the other button.
Phones work.
Microphone. There we go. You know what it is? It's pressing buttons.
Oh, well, there you go. Okay.
We just press all the buttons and eventually it either breaks PyCon or it works and then finally works.
That sounds like a goblin answer to me. I don't know.
But aren't we all goblins? Welcome everyone on both YouTube and Twitch to Romp through Rumplank adventure. I'm everyone on both YouTube and Twitch to adventure through Rumplank YouTube adventure through YouTube adventure through Rumplank YouTube adventure through Rumplank YouTube adventure through easy to understand.
Okay.
Not.
This is the first time this room is being used.
Yes, we're actually breaking the room for what's it?
Glass cannon.
Glass cannon.
Yeah.
So glass cannon will benefit from our hard work and
We suffer so they may perform.
I mean, they are glass cannons, so I see
They
why,
can't take a hit.
I see why that's gonna happen. Oh!
Nice.
So what I did is I have
One nice thing is working in tech is I have 3 backups. So this
Oh,
is backup number 2.
So
and it seems
I
to
should be
work.
talking towards this, right? Not
No,
my
it's
own
actually
mic?
going
Oh,
everywhere.
it's going
I'm,
yeah.
I'm using an omnidirectional mic.
Okay, so could people understand me like 0%, like 50%, like 100, close to 100% when I was
Everyone
talking?
says sound much better. Here we go. Yeah, it was looping for some reason. We're not sure. Much better. Everyone seems happy.
Okay.
You know what? That
Cool.
was Mike's peaking, distorting a tad. Yeah, well, you know what? As long
Okay.
as you can hear us and we're not like in an infinite loop, I think we're okay. So.
We do prefer not to be in an infinite loop.
I've
We
been there
do
before.
prefer not to be in an infinite loop. We do prefer not to be in an infinite loop. I was talking about Rumplank, the Indigo Isles. You can put it into whatever setting. We're going to be playing in the default setting of Rumplank in the Indigo Isles. We've got 4 pre-generated characters who are the sort of official pre-generated characters for the Jewel of the Indigo Isle 3-part adventure. And those are Flint, the iconic Gamayan, which is a parrot person rogue, played by Stephen Glicker from Roll for Combat.
Yes.
We have Vaughn, the iconic Indigo Dragon Cleric, who is going to be played by known at ones, also known as Brogan.
You almost forget my name there, Mark?
No, I remembered your name. I just didn't know which one you wanted me to say first.
Both. I like.
And so I said them both. I thought, I paused to be like, does he want them both? He probably wants them both.
The more you talk about me, the better, really.
Is it Brogan and not Brogendorf? Have you gone full evil?
I really have gone full
Oh,
evil.
no.
I am the beast incarnation of
Oh
Brogendorf.
no, this is a problem. And so then Linda Zions Palmer is going to be playing Nash, who is the iconic Wildfire Leshy fighter. And last but certainly not least, guest of honor, Vanessa Hoskins is going to be playing Star, who is the Galtagori Sprite Sorcerer. So these are our 4 intrepid first level adventurers who are going to be going on a sort of classic twist on that very classic adventure where you meet at a tavern. Well, this group is not going to be meeting at a tavern. They're meeting, in fact, at a festival at Rumplank that is based on bar hopping.
Let's go.
So Rumplank is sometimes known as the city of festivals or the city of partying because they have so many parties. They have a week-long party that's kind of like Carnival that they do twice a year. And then they have like 4 other outrageously large parties. And this isn't any of those. It's a kind of, compared to that, it's a smaller scale event called the Romp through Rumplank, where it basically sponsored by a bunch of bars and taverns. And the idea is that you go to all of the taverns throughout the districts of Rumplank and you collect your information from being to all of them, and the first few people who make it through to the end actually get a prize. Because at Rumplank, they like to give prizes at a lot of festivals and encourage good-natured competition. So the 4 of you independently came up with, for a variety of reasons, you can tell us how your character came up with this, what you thought was the best possible route through the taverns that would end you up in the Claw Quarter at the Gutted Snake, which is the worst tavern at Rumplank, but also one of the best to get like gossip and rumors. And you'll wind up meeting each other there, where this is your last tavern to kind of win it, because nobody else thought of this path. So I'd like to hear from each of you. How did you come up with this idea to go along this path that ended in the Gutted Snake? And anybody who has an idea of how their character did can do that first and sort of introduce yourself and your character and explain what you were, how you came up with this scheme to win the Romp through Rumplank this year.
I suppose Van can start. See, my proposed route was to start at the highest quality establishment, but also buy the cheapest drink there. Then make our way down from most expensive all the way down to the Gutted Snake, where you can get a couple of ales for a couple of copper. That way, as your inhibitions lower from intoxication, you won't be tempted to buy the high-end liquors. Save some gold, and, you know, it might not be the fastest, but it is the most economical.
Now,
Go ahead.
Nash figured, you know, what better way to decide where to go for a contest like this than to get drunk, spin around in circles, and then let fate decide. So Nash got drunk, then Nash took out his glaive, spun around in circles until he fell over, and then the direction that the glaive pointed in, he just kept going that way until he found a tavern, and that's where he went.
And it turned out to be like a pretty good path for winning the festival, but that's the Rumplank way.
Star decided, I'm gonna look for the best materials I can possibly look for my new art installation. There's gotta be something, there's some nice driftwood on here. Wait, the driftwood is the walls of the tavern. That's okay, there's plenty of good driftwood here. And she has just been completely distracted by all the tchotchkes on the walls.
All right, what about you, Flint?
Well, Flint is a native to Rumplank, and Flint was just nearby gambling. And you know what? These festivals, they're out of hand. There's one every weekend. Every single week, there's another festival, another event. He doesn't even pay attention to them anymore. He just came in for a drink after a night of gambling. And it's like, oh, another festival. Yay. One more drink, please.
So you're saying there should be more festivals?
No, there's too many festivals. There's too many people here. I'm just trying to enjoy myself. Trying to gamble, trying to drink. It's festival after festival after festival. Sure, the big ones are fun, you know, like the annual festivals every year. But, like, what's it this week? Like Pet a Puppy Week? Like, what every week?
Oh, is that this week?
Oh,
Puppy?
it's a festival for every damn thing you can think of.
You know what? That's a brilliant idea. What about an anti-festival festival?
Brilliant!
Okay, how do we get started?
Well, first we need to think of an artistic theme. I'm really into driftwood right now for some reason.
What about making mugs made of driftwood and filling them with as much booze as you can? That's a good way to celebrate the anti-celebration.
Yes, we have to celebrate the anti-celebration, certainly. Okay, where to start?
I just want to clarify one thing. My body may be made of wood, but I am not art material. I am not driftwood.
Oh, I actually thought you were someone else's art installation. Nice to meet you. I'm Star.
The name's Nash. Nice to meet you too.
And Vaughn will just come like right between the two of you. Just, the name's Vaughn. Pleasure. So we're all celebrating together then. And I should say that Vaughn is an indigo dragon, but at the moment is in their Gamayan form, which is the bird people, and has a deep indigo hue across her feathers.
Yes, and Flint is the traditional indigo dragon, Gamayan that you see in pretty much all the Battle Zoo books. It's everywhere. So if you see the actual pirate Gamayan, that is Flint. They are the iconic for the Battle Zoo line, pretty much.
So as you were all talking about celebrating, you see a kind of dour and mean-looking Gamayan who kind of turns toward you. And those of you who are Rumplank natives, or especially Vaughn, who knows everything about the party scene, easily recognize Molo Make Sick Dogador, who is the owner of this tavern and is a notorious gossip with like rumors and weird stories about everyone, especially his competitors for some reason. It's part of the reason this tavern is a good place to go to get gossip, but he's also notoriously surly. And he's like, oh, so you guys are here for the Romp through Rumplank? Well, I have some of my best swill for you.
I'll take 3.
Okay, that's what I like to hear, he says.
Oh, and those are just for me. Did you all want one as well?
Oh, yeah, I didn't assume you were paying for us.
Oh, of course. We're celebrating. The anti-celebration. Make it 6.
All right, 6, okay. So he gets out some of his best swill, and it looks like pretty foul. And he gives you 6 mugs of swill.
All right. And so this is at the tail end of a pub crawl, right? Like okay, so we are likely.
You're allowed to do it in any order, but you found this order that at least some of you think is going to win, and some of you are doing randomly by accident, and Flint is apparently here but on protest.
That's right.
He just seems so grumpy. You should really come along with us. It's going to be a great evening.
Are you paying?
Of course I'm paying.
Oh, well, then let's go.
You're the one who wanted to celebrate, not celebrating.
True, this was all your idea in the first place, Flint.
Huh. Celebrate, not celebrating, free drinks. Okay, this is a good idea. I'm on board. This I can get on board with. In fact, we should come up with more anti-celebration ideas. In fact, if I can get a week's worth of rum for not celebrating, I think I can support all this anti-celebration.
Well, we got to get this piece of information first, I believe. So, Makesick, while you're getting that swill, would Makesick be the person we're trying to get this information from?
So Makesick is going to give you proof of having been here, which is enough for, I guess, not you, Flint, because you weren't doing the pub crawl. But everybody else, it will be the last one that you need, and you can then turn it in to get the prize.
I'll just steal someone's.
You're just. Maybe he came in and he's stolen one that has
That's
every.
right. There was enough
That's the
drunks. I
answer.
found a drunk in the gutter.
He somehow
I just
found
took
a
it.
drunk who would have been first place
That's right.
otherwise.
I mean,
who had everything except for
That's right.
the gutted snake.
I mean, yeah, after like 12 tavern hops, you might be fall down drunk.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, you're right. That's
Okay.
actually that's how you win every year. You come in, you wait for them to pass out, you get their chips, and then you win.
All right.
Oh, by the way, Vanessa and Linda, use the mics a little more. It's hard for people to hear if you just want to move them closer. And you too, Mark.
How about
Me too. I will move my microphone closer to my mouth.
There you go.
There, now you can hear me better.
Yes, there we go.
Is that better for me as well?
I hope so. We'll find out when everyone chats to us.
All right. Thank you for chatting and letting us know how the sound is going. So,
So where do we need to take these proofs to?
basically, there's a spot that is in Barrel Square where they're running the festival. And so once you finish this last pub, you're going to hop around to Barrel Square and present your proof.
Okay.
So you got your 6 mugs of swill, and you have to actually drink it.
Oh, sure.
Or he's gonna give you the proof.
Oh yeah, I'm chugging all
So
3.
I want everybody to roll a fortitude save to see whether you can keep down Make 6 swill.
Do I have to roll 3 fortitude saves?
You do.
Wow. All right, roll to 17.
Flint, you're fine. In fact, you were cheating because you haven't been drinking.
That's right.
So it's easy for you.
16.
All right. Well, you worship like the god of revelry, Amon. So it's like it's not too hard for you. You've been used to it. For the first drink.
For the first drink. The second one's a 21.
The second one, no, yeah, there's nothing to it.
Oh, Amon, keep me liver healthy and me brain happy. That's a 7.
Okay, no, you are now sickened one by this.
I'll take that.
You're kind of like, you turn an unhealthy color beneath your feathers, and you're just kind of like coughing and choking a little bit at this.
It's worth a buzz.
What about the rest of you?
How about a 14? How does that liquor go down into my flaming core?
Okay, well, with a 14, you just barely managed to keep it down.
The flames in my head sputter out a little bit for a moment, but I managed to
Most
stomach it.
wildfire lessees wouldn't be able to stomach it, but your fighter training was able to. It was all for this.
I got a 20.
So Star is like this tall because she's a sprite and she's only a few feet tall, but she somehow manages to drink the whole mug. And she got a 20. She's just fine.
Nice.
It's nothing.
How did a Sprite drink that bottle?
The law of conservation of ale.
What do they use? Do they have just like a little straw, or you just sort of just grab it and just?
Just like bathe in it?
I know it's like
I kind of dove in head first, so I'm a little sticky now, but that's okay. It was delicious, and I got a free bath.
So as everybody was kind of drinking, Nash, you kind of noticed that there's also other people at the bar. There's some like mysterious shadowy figures who may be like hiring other adventurers over there, like stereotypical tavern fare. There's like one person who has like a really overstuffed backpack who's like looking at half a piece of a map. And there's some like rowdy looking pirates who are just like kind of suspiciously glancing at everyone else who's around there. And like as you're drinking out, those pirates leave. And Mate 6 says, "Oh, looks like you drank it down. Here, let me stamp that for you." And you're kind of still sick, but
I'll get over it.
gonna stamp on everybody's card to show that you've completed the romp through Rumplank. But as that is happening, suddenly in the back of the area, not the direction that you were looking initially, you see a chochuri, which is a coral person, and a cragrak, which is a rock person. Just they seem like maybe they were having a very animated conversation before, but it's very obvious they just start arguing loudly, and one of them flips over the table, and the drink spills into the face of, flies through the air, spilling into the face of somebody at another table, and a giant bar fight breaks out. So you're still sick. I'm gonna need everyone to roll for initiative, and you can roll perception.
Do you mean roll for combat?
I get it.
Everybody can roll for initiative because it's not necessarily a combat, but you can all roll perception or party lore.
Okay, well, I rolled a 24.
Okay.
12.
All right. Did you count the -1 from
11.
being sick? Okay.
27.
Okay.
I don't have perception. Oh wait, I found it. 20.
Okay. Wow. You're all doing
I'll
pretty
catch
well,
up.
except for Bob.
Just gonna.
Okay, so basically what's happening here is there's like multiple parts of this bar fight. So there's the original fighting Chochori and Cragrak, and they're kind of now wrestling each other. There's a whole bunch of suspicious looking cloaked figures who were apparently like handing out quests that are now just like entering into a chaotic brawl. And there's also just kind of some regular commoners who were just here trying to have an evening, and that's sort of like almost a mosh pit full of people throwing things and breaking bottles and everywhere. So those are sort of three problems. One of which is that those commoners, like some of the commoners are trying to leave, making it so that the way to the exit is particularly blocked. And while they're around, there's not really going to be any way to get out. So, Nash, your 27 is absolutely ridiculous. So you actually were seeing some of the things that were going on, even if you didn't see the precipitating incident. And those weird, suspicious pirates did manage to leave like right before this. But you get to go first.
All right, so there's this big blockade of everyone kind of blocking the door.
Yeah, there's suspicious cloaked figures that are part of this brawl. There's a blockade of commoners, most of whom are Gamayan. The city is almost a little more than 2/3, almost 3/4 Gamayan, the Parrot people. And then there's this big fight between a Kragrak and a Chochori.
I think Nash would want to try to shove people out of the way who are kind of milling by the door, so the folks who don't want to get involved in this can get out, and there's space for folks who want to fight.
Okay, so you're going to try to use athletics to disperse some of the big mob of people?
Yes.
All right, so roll an athletics check to see if you can disable that part of the hazard.
23.
Okay, you easily start shoving them out of the way, and somehow the conservation of Leshy awesomeness makes it so that you just shoving and elbowing people manages to actually push some of them out and create some avenues, and it's starting to get a little thinner, but it's still not quite enough. Somebody else is going to have to help before that's completely handled.
I'm imagining this as like just picking up a table and just using that as a...
So because that's a disable, that's a 2-action activity, you have 1 action left for your turn.
I think I'm good.
Okay, so Flint, you were really fast as well.
What's our goal here?
What do you want it to be? You're in the middle of a chaotic bar fight. It looks like you're probably going to take collateral damage from the fact that you're in here. There's a massive horde of people who are like blocking the way out. There's these cloaked figure adventurous quest givers who just got really mad and they're like throwing like, quest reward things, almost like throwing stars at people. And there's this giant wrestling match between a huge rock person and a coral person that are just shouting at each other.
So you'd say there's a good opportunity to take all the tips and the money that was left over on the tables?
Oh, well, if you want to do that, if this was an organized play scenario, I would have to warn you that it would earn a point of infamy. Is that okay?
But it's not.
It's not, but I would have to warn you first. But yes, you can absolutely do that. It's easy. Everyone's distracted.
Wow, everyone's distracted.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you what. I'm going to say, look over there! And then I'm going to quickly try to, I roll a 2.
Okay, so everyone was distracted. But after your 2 on deception, they all, like, the barkeep, Molo Makesick Dogador, immediately looks at you.
I was taking the money and I was saying, oh, I'm keeping this safe for you because I don't want you to lose any of this money in the brawl. So I'm going to go around and collect it, okay?
So he pulled out a big cudgel. He was trying to stay out of it. That's his...
Same page.
That's his
I'm going to
policy.
help you to make sure none of this goes awry.
His policy in a bar fight is to just kind of stand back and let it die down. But now that he's seen that someone's robbing him,
Nope.
he'll roll into initiative on the next
Nope,
turn.
I'm not robbing. I'm just helping.
Whatever helps you sleep at night.
You actually have actions left.
I
so
have actions
Roll a diplomacy check to convince him, or actually a deception since you're lying. Roll a deception check to convince him.
How do you know I'm lying?
You're definitely lying. You just said that you were going to steal from him.
Maybe I was lying to you, and you failed your check.
If you lied to the GM, then you've lied to the world itself.
Well, I rolled a 3 plus 5 and
Okay.
8. That's pretty good.
He says, "You lying scum." That's
Yeah.
usually the kind of scum I like, but not when it's my money.
Fine. You got me.
and he's pulling out his club, but you can just kind of move away from him a little bit at this point. If you
I'm
want.
going to move away. I'm going to actually go into the fray.
All right, so you're into the fray to hide from
Yes.
Sick.
Yes.
All right.
Do you still have the money?
No.
Okay.
He didn't quite get to it
I
because
didn't
his
get it.
diversion failed.
Did I get an infamy point?
You didn't because it's not organized play.
Oh.
I'm not the kind of cruel GM who would just give someone an infamy point.
Linda, did I get an infamy point?
This isn't organized play.
Oh well.
You know what? If you really want,
Can I get an infamy point?
Vanessa gets the infamy point. She's the guest of honor.
Oh,
Nice.
damn it.
There you go. So speaking of which, I just did not roll well on any of my initiatives for my 3 parts of this hazard. So it is your turn now. Fortunately, they all beat you.
That's okay. I'm just still getting over this.
Star is very small, and there is a lot of big people running around being very violent. So she does the best thing she can at this point. 1, she casts shield.
Okay.
2, she casts ghost sound, and she casts it like in the direction of the front door. And she tries to make it sound like 4 regular-sized humans shouting, but specifically like screaming at the top of their lungs. So it's like a really high-pitched noise that I will not make at this moment because I appreciate our audience.
All right.
She's trying to like scare everyone into possibly stopping. You know, when there's like a sudden loud noise like a foghorn, they might be like, oh.
So roll an intimidation check
Oh,
for
that sounds
that.
good.
And since you also used ghost sound to be like 4 times as loud as a person,
Oh.
I will adjust the DC accordingly.
I don't have intimidation. Can I do deception?
Yeah, you're lying about the fact that this giant shrieking mass of people are coming.
Yeah, it's something horrible is coming from the front door. 22 on deception.
Oh gosh, well with the Leshy like using like the non-killing part of a glaive to like push them out and the shrieking horror that is around there, you actually managed to disperse a lot of the basic commoners who are around there, so they're going to be safe. However, the angry quest givers and the wrestling like strength muscle adventurers are still rampaging around. So the angry quest givers just start throwing these quests, and they're like, kill 3 blood mice for 5 silver pieces, and they have them on them.
Can I make a reaction to catch a quest?
You know what? I'll tell you what. If you want to try to catch a quest, I will let you spend your reaction for that, but you take a circumstance penalty to your AC against it hitting you if you don't catch it. What do you think? Is that okay? Because you're trying to go towards it and catch it.
I'm just trying to think how much damage can a quest do.
Well, they're spinning them around almost like throwing stars, and it's
Yeah,
definitely
but
going
don't
to
they
hit.
look like little question marks? So I'm getting hit by a question mark in the air.
Or would it be exclamation
I think they're more like a wanted poster.
Yeah, that's pretty.
Those exclamation marks could do piercing.
That's right. It's
but-
piercing. You know what? I'm doing it. Let's
Okay.
catch one.
All right. So there we go. So,
Reflex save. I'm sure.
so let's do a reflex save.
All right. 20.
All right, that's good enough. So you actually catch the quest, and you see that this quest is a quest to collect 3 Zuggles of different elements and bring them back to an exotic Zuggle lover in old Rumplank.
I was going to do that anyhow.
Okay. Meanwhile, also, these quests are flying out at everybody else. So let me tell you about what happens here. So you get hit by a quest that is to defeat a level 4 rune-branded Aurochs.
I'm not that powerful.
Yeah, so that's the problem. It actually is a pretty dangerous quest. It deals 4 slashing damage as it slashes into you and then spins through the air behind.
I can't even save it for later when I'm higher level.
So Nash, does a 17 hit your AC?
All signs point to 18 AC.
All right. So fortunately, when Nash goes bar crawling, Nash wears breastplate armor. So, while I mean, who wouldn't? So while there actually was a quest that was like intensely good for defeating Nash, which was to fight against Leshy husks, these evil, corrupted Leshies, and it comes in and defeats 10 Leshy husks. It slashes against the breastplate, dealing no damage, and just kind of flies off. Meanwhile, against Star, the they're throwing them around, but you're just so short it just goes over your head completely. So that one is okay, but the problem is that these wrestling adventurers are causing some problems. It seems like that based on the kind of red fiery veins that are popping in the coral person, it seems like they may be Pharaoh's Chochore, which is one of the 7 Chora that they have. They don't have any genders. They have a different kind of grouping that determines what they're like. And Pharaohs have a fire nature, and they can sometimes make fiery explosions when they get angry. It is an issue. It's happened in town before. Unfortunately, also, this is a kind of a wooden area, so hopefully it's not going to catch on fire. So there's this fiery explosion, and I'm going to need everyone to roll a reflex save.
My.
What about the bar patrons?
Well, you got most of them out, but I am going to roll one for the bar.
Them out.
Well, you didn't. I'm going to roll for the barkeep since he's now entered the fight instead of playing it safe like he usually does and hiding behind the bar.
I'm looking at a 12.
Okay.
I rolled an 11.
A modified 11. Okay.
Yeah.
That was a bad
I
roll.
rolled
15.
Did you count the
I
minus
did.
1? Okay, you made it. Exactly.
I'm just slumped over the
And
bar.
looks like 16 for me.
You two made it, and the barkeep made it, and that like random person who had the big backpack who was like, oh no, oh gosh, oh gee, made it, but you failed. Flint and Star, you both failed. So there was a fiery explosion in the area. It was mostly not aimed at you, it was aimed at the crag rack, but it turned out that the crag rack was resistant to fire for some reason. It was not very effective. Oh gosh, that was a pretty high damage. So you guys are going to take 10 if you failed or 5 if you made it.
Wow. Can I use my shield spell to block that?
Check what the reaction's trigger is. Does it say when you take damage,
I am
or does
double
it say
checking it.
when you're targeted by a strike, or like what is the actual?
I think it
trigger?
specifically lets you use
I can
shield
use-
block.
I can use the shield block reaction.
I think that shield block doesn't work against area effects if you don't have Dragon Slayer's shield or the reflexive shield feat, but I'm not
I'm gonna be
certain.
taking this damage.
That is nasty.
Owie.
All right,
Okay.
well, that was a fun adventure as roll.
Right?
Is anyone actually dead?
No.
Okay. So it is now your turn.
Okay. Vaughn's gonna bring herself to her feet, take a deep breath in, and retch to try to get rid of the sickened condition.
Okay.
And that is a 9 fortitude.
Okay.
So it doesn't get much done. Just kind of still feeling gross. Is gonna hobble over in the direction of these 2 wrestling coral and rock people, and just attempt to roll diplomacy, saying, "Friends, we're here to celebrate an anti-celebration. You can't be fighting during an anti-celebration. Please, let me buy a round for the 2 of you." And then, like, holding her scorch marks. Please.
So roll your diplomacy check on that.
It's an 11.
Well, do you want to use your hero
I
point?
do.
You all have one.
I do want to use my hero point on that.
Oh my
That's
God.
worth it.
This is my moment.
This
Come
is the
on.
moment. You can do it.
That's a 16.
Okay, so they hear you, and they're really confused about what an anti-celebration is.
It's part of my strategy.
They're not completely convinced, but they're not going to throw any more fire until they at least hear you out. So you've paused them for now, but if you don't keep them engaged on the next round, they might do something. So they're going to skip their turn, and you've partially dealt with it.
Okay, good start. Good start.
So we now go back to the beginning. Nash, what are you going to do?
So, I think most people, when they see, like, people are wrestling and then one of them lights on fire, are going to think, this is something that I want to avoid. But Nash thinks, this just got all the more awesome. I want to get involved in that.
Did you apply your resistance to fire?
You're right. I need to do that.
Okay.
I still take damage, but Nash is gonna jump in and try to use athletics to take control of this fight.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens there. So
This could go very bad.
So Vaughn is like talking them down. It's like, let's listen to reason.
Let's have some fun instead.
And then Nash comes in there and rolls athletics.
Pull them apart.
Okay, let's see what you get here.
Let's see. What about a 9?
Nash, they were
You want
listening.
to use a 0 point on
Yes,
that?
let's use it.
They were listening then.
Let's try 21.
Oh,
So what happens is they're so distracted by Vaughn's diplomacy and like honeyed words and also like what is an anti-party that they just don't notice, and Nash just wrestles them down and manages to Nash knows about fire abilities. That Chochori probably can't use that again today. It's probably a once per day situation, but manages to get them into a submission hold and they're, okay, we give up. You're the strong one here. And so you manage to stop them. So it's only like the rampaging quest givers who are left. Star, what are you going to do?
To the rampaging quest givers. I'm going to try and convince them to give us level appropriate quests.
Okay.
So you see, we're only first level, and if you could please just have us do something that we could actually do instead of hurling exclamation points at us. I got a 23
A 23. All right.
on diplomacy.
So with your 23, the rampaging quest givers are still like, they're angry. They just got burned last turn. They're confused. But they did hear lower level, so they start like reaching for the ones that are against weaker monsters.
Okay.
And they've been partially convinced at this point. But they are going to throw out some smaller and less damaging quests that are all to catch like a tiny salt spitter or... just one blood mouse, or just generally easier quests. So they're going to attack each of you.
Oh my gosh. What?
Oh, you had an action left. Are you putting your shield back up?
Oh, heck yes.
Okay. Great. So they're going to attack each of you, and their heart isn't in it as much because of the fact that Star convinced them so much. So they don't even attack Star, and they miss you completely.
oh my goodness.
But Flint, they managed to get a 23 against you. I'm assuming that's a hit and not a critical hit, right?
Yeah, it's a hit.
And a 20 is enough on you, right?
Yes, that hits.
But thanks to Star, they're really using a really low level quest papers that are just not as damaging, and we're using the D4. So Flint, you take 4, and oh, I rolled maximum. You take 8 actually, which is the most they've done because it was maximum on D4s.
Worst paper cut ever!
Apparently, the lower level quests are harder for Nash because Nash wants a bigger challenge. All right, so
It seems like it would be boring.
at the end of turn 2, Makesick is ready, and he comes out with his cudgel, and he says, "Now about that stealing from me."
I'm already half dead. I have like 2 hit points left, so.
Well, let's see what I can do about the other half.
Oh my god.
And he rolls a 3, and he misses you completely.
Okay, I thought we were all going to get dinner early tonight.
And then he rolls a 2 and misses you by even more.
Okay.
It seems like the burn marks over his face from the fire attack, even when he took half damage, have distracted him. All right, so what are you going to do here?
I forget, is dropping prone a free action in
No.
Q?
Yes,
No.
you can just drop down.
It's free.
Okay, cool. Then just sort of somewhat defeated, Vaughn is just gonna fall flat on her back and then just cast a 3-action heal spell, yelling, "Please stop!" Just healing everybody, the adventurers, us,
right.
Makesick.
Roll a d8.
Everybody heals for 7 hit points.
That's actually quite a lot.
Let's go.
All right.
By the way, drop prone is a move action. I just looked it up.
Oh, there we go.
Single action.
It's a single action.
Wow.
Okay, never mind. I guess it
Yeah.
does.
Then I guess I just.
Oh, right, it's dropping your item out of your hand. I always get those
Okay.
confused.
All right. Well,
That,
then
the free one is releasing your
You're thinking Pathfinder 1.
maybe.
then I just yell and do the heal. I don't
Yeah.
dramatically flop on my back in less
Well,
combat.
at this point, like, they've been somewhat convinced by Star, and they just got healed by you guys, and they calm down. They see that they're not going to get firebombed because Nash has already wrestled the other people into submission, so that healing spell is enough to convince the quest givers to stop throwing quests at you.
Cool.
So it's all calmed down, and the barkeep is like, you know what? Is this guy with you? Like, what's going on? He just tried to steal from us during this.
You see, he's just having a bad day. You see, he hasn't had enough celebration in his life lately, so we're taking him with us to go get the prizes from the Rump.
Romp through Rumplank.
But before we go, Makesick, another round for the four of us, please. Just before we go.
He says, well, I don't like to owe someone, but and you managed to finish off getting them to stop, like, destroying and burning down the bar. So I'll let you take him out this time. And I'll get you another round. So
And make mine a double.
And he makes sure it's a double. So you all get another round, and you get two. So you can see if you...
It's a 13.
Okay, so you're not able to drink the first one because you're sick already.
Oh, right.
You have to first clear that.
Okay, so
13 was not enough. Keep rolling, and so you're just resting on the ground multiple times. Eventually, you'll make it. So we can just say that you did.
just a disgusting sight of the
And we'll use the 13 for the first time you drink a new one. So then you immediately start rushing.
just start walking without me. I'll catch up. I just gotta finish.
So you're able to head over to the people who were running the contest, and they look really surprised that a group of 4 people has already completed it. They're like, already? Well, this is a record time.
Because we cheated.
Wait, did you cheat?
No, that was internal monologue.
We're doing a new festival. It's the anti-festival festival, and Star's gonna be in charge of it.
Wait, what? Okay.
Wait, let me be clear about this. Are you doing this festival? Do we have to give you the really expensive old magical liquor we found, or we don't have to?
No,
Because you're doing anti.
No, that's another day. That's another
Somebody
day.
mentioned fancy magical liquor.
Yes, we happened to find some rare magical liquor, and we were going to give one to each of the first 5 people who completed this, and you're the first 4. So.
Oh, I'm glad you found it. I lost that. I've been looking for that for quite a while.
Oh, well, I guess it's convenient that you won.
Good thing, yeah, you won, so you get one of them. The rest of us
I
get
can
one.
see in the look
I
of
lost 5 of them.
I can see in the look of your face that it seems like you're one of the people who probably created this. So,
Look, Flint, liquor is so much more delicious when it's shared.
Never
With
had
friends.
that.
I doubt that.
so they give you all the magical liquor.
Vaughn's already uncorking it and like taking in the aroma and
Wait, by winning a drinking contest, you get more drinks.
Yeah, magical drink.
it's magical drink.
Magical.
Magical.
Yeah.
And honestly, I'll lift it up and just yell, perhaps blessed by Ammon themselves. And I'll take a swig.
So, Vaughn, with your secret check that I just rolled for you there,
Oh.
you do think that this drink is potentially blessed by Ammon. It has a mysterious past. Nobody really knows. It's really kind of an old drink. It's called Old Woody, and it's a mysterious magical drink. Maybe Ammon is the one who created it first.
Sorry.
Maybe Flint created it.
Does it taste okay?
As you're drinking it, as you're all drinking it, let me tell you how it tastes. It's a little bit different for each one.
Oh, I'm drinking this thing. I'm swigging the whole thing
Yeah,
down.
shit.
There are each batch, even within the same batch, there's variations on the taste. It's actually really really interesting flavor. And when it comes to you, Vaughn, since you asked first, your skin transforms into wood. And you now have resistance to piercing and bludgeoning damage, but weakness to fire.
Are we related now?
You part Leshy.
Hey, did you just do a ritual?
So wait, a
Say you're part
dragon?
Leshy now.
Wait, a dragon who turned into a Gamayan, who turned into a Leshy. Okay. What happens if you transform back?
I was wondering this
You're
thing.
gonna be a mess, man. It's gonna be like the fly. I do not want to see these results.
Also, Flint, who's your best friend?
Who's my best friend?
Like, who's Flint's best friend?
I don't know. I'd probably say, was it Never See or No See? You know what I'm talking about.
Oh, you mean Never Go?
Never
the,
Go,
the
right,
guy
Never
who,
Go.
the alchemist.
Yeah,
who,
the
like,
Never Go Alchemist, yeah.
Never Go, the alchemist. So for you suddenly come under a delusion that Star is Nevergo. You're pretty convinced that Star is Nevergo.
Wow. Well, you know what?
Or
Never
it's
go.
like you see that Nevergo's here. Star's not here anymore. Nevergo's here. Your best buddy.
Hey, never go. What are you doing over here?
I always go. I don't care.
Wow, you look really small. Did one of those potions turn you into a fairy again?
Hey, look, my relationship with other men is never. That's not what I was saying.
So Star, you're an artist. What's your favorite color that you're using in your art right now?
I'm really into chartreuse.
So you're.
If someone would tell me what chartreuse looks like, I'd like to use it. As
Well, you're about
Well,
to
you're
find
about to
out.
find out because your skin just turned chartreuse. And we'll save Nash for last here. Nash, you have suddenly become trained in crawling caves lore. The lore is only about a small tavern of caves that is near Rumplank. Not only are you trained, you gain a +3 item bonus to your crawling cave lore, but you are compelled to tell everyone about the crawling caves.
You know what? That's actually pretty good. I hate to say it. As someone who wrote the adventure, that's actually a pretty good one to have. But yes, there's a lot of good stuff in the crawling caves, let me tell you.
What you have to understand about the crawling caves is that they're a cave complex that most people wouldn't dare to explore because of all the
true.
rumors that they might be haunted or other things that might be inside of them.
That's true. It's never been fully explored. In fact, they have contests and bounties to continuously give out to fully explore it. And over 200 years, they never have.
And the event organizers say, you all really know a lot about the crawling caves. Did you know about the other prize that we have? We have this map from someone who was trying to explore a new unexplored portion of the crawling caves that we were going to give to you.
Oh,
Really?
if we want to win that, do we need to go to all the other bars again?
No, you already won that.
Oh,
Here. There's like an X on it. We don't know what it is because someone found it in an explored part of the crawling caves, and they didn't find the person who was supposed to be exploring the other section.
well, you know what they say about an X on a map? It means there's probably a party there.
Really?
And if there wasn't a party already, when you find what's at the X, you're gonna be
There's-
having a party.
There's gonna be one.
I thought an X on a map meant that's where your ex lived.
Oh.
Never
Well, you don't
go.
want to use that map.
Never go. You don't date.
But
Well, I always date.
You
Wait,
eat
in all my
date.
knowledge of the crawling caves, I don't know of a place where people's exes specifically live.
Okay, I'll just take your word for it.
I do have an awful lot of X's. Hopefully one doesn't live there.
Never been to a cave that can crawl around before.
Can the cave move?
No, it's not that the cave moves, it's that the things inside the cave move. And if you're not careful, then you're not going to be moving anymore after you go in there, which means we should go there. Charge straight in. There's no hesitation.
Wait, why are we going?
What if there's a
Got
party
a
at
map
the end?
with an X on it.
It's an adventure.
And there's a party at the end!
Oh.
We have to finish the anti-celebration.
Oh, okay.
So we got fire wrestling, we have free booze, we have...
If Never Go goes, I'll go. My best friend goes, I'll go with him.
Of course I'm going.
Not you. You're like some weird wood dragon amalgam. I don't know what the
Oh,
heck
it's a
you
wood
are.
parrot.
Yeah, you've
He's
never
a
seen
wooden
it.
parrot.
I always go.
Okay, well, no, you don't. You're called Never Go. You never go anywhere.
But I'm going.
Okay, well, in that case, I'll go too. since
Onward.
Never goes anywhere.
So for everyone watching, the real Never Go, that wasn't like originally his name. He's an alchemist who tries to convince everyone that he's like a great pirate, and he's gone on tons of adventures everywhere, and he makes up all these stories, but he never actually went on any of those adventures. And so everyone just called him Captain Never Go, because he always said he was in charge also. Oh yeah, Captain Never Go, of course. And eventually he just like almost forgot that was not like actually his name, and he just goes by it now. Not that that's actually Vanessa's character. That's just who
Well, I think
Flint
Doc
thinks.
Brown from Back to the Future. It's very similar.
So, yeah, there's this there's this map that goes into the crawling caves, and just somehow, Nash, you now know about the crawling caves. And with your crawling caves lore, yeah, you know that is actually off an unexplored branch. That a few weeks ago, like, there was a small earthquake. There's sometimes tectonic activity on the Indigo Isles, and some of the walls collapsed, and people started exploring into that part of the caves.
Man, Nash has an in penalty. This is probably one of Nash's first experiences of being an expert in something. That's probably why you won't shut up about it.
Yeah, I bet it is. Because what? You have like a plus, with the +3 item bonus, you have a +4 or a +5?
I have a +5, you know?
That's actually really good.
Nice.
So,
Well, then if you know where we're going, you should lead the way.
Onward!
And upward.
Yes!
Downward?
I'll draw
Well,
I'll draw my glaive.
Can we heal? I have 2 hit points.
wait, even after getting healed for 7?
I have 7 hit points.
But 2 + 7 is usually 9, right?
I have 9 hit points.
I could do everyone a quick patch-up job if you're needing it, but I'm really excited to get to this party.
I can help. Fairy light, fairy glow, and she'll throw like little pixie dust everywhere, and it's a 3-action heal, and we all heal some hit points. It's a D8, right?
It's a D8.
I know how this game works. 5 points.
Hey, wonderful.
Yay! Good
Much
enough.
better. Thank you.
Fantastic. No
Much
reason
better.
to wait around then.
So, by the way, since I outruled Mark on the drop prone, do I get a hero point? Since that never, ever happened.
I'm gonna give you a villain point.
Take it. I'll take the villain point.
They're the same as hero points, except you alternately can use them to help the enemies that I'm running
Oh
if
my
you want.
god, I'll take
Well, can he
it.
force you to re-roll any d20?
Only if it's gonna take the better of the two.
That's right. That's right.
It has to be used to help my monsters. So it's
Fair.
actually more powerful than a hero point for the monsters. But you could also use it to help yourself.
Oh, I'm going to. You better see.
Okay. So, yeah, at this point, after the pixie dust healed everyone, and never go as often healing people with elixirs and things like that. So this is not atypical behavior
Never
at all.
go is always up to something.
So you managed to make it into this cavern complex, and you're relying on Nash's seemingly inexplicable understanding of this, and I did not know I was going to roll that on the D100 chart, so I'm sorry for whoever has survival and is not rolling their skill that they were probably excited to roll.
I will say that once
survival.
we left Rumplank, Vaughn did shift into her full dragon form.
Which is also made of wood.
Let's go. So specifically, she's gonna stretch. So as she stretches, does it like creak like an old piece of wood?
Yes, it does.
How big?
Oh, are we underwater? Because I have underwater marauder.
You are actually not under the water.
Damn it.
How big is Vaughn?
So Vaughn is about
Medium, right?
human
Medium.
size in normal form, but in parrot form is about halfling size.
Okay, so I just doubled in size and
Yes.
became far more reptilian.
Yes. So now
Parrot size,
she's
they're
a dragon.
small.
What?
Parrot size, they should be small.
Yeah,
Then
that's
medium.
halfling size.
Oh, okay, right.
Yeah.
Then medium. Right.
Yeah, exactly. So went up from halfling size to human size.
Yep.
So that is what just happened, and it's now a wooden, but also somewhat indigo. Like it's a very interesting indigo hued wood that is a wooden dragon.
Wooden dragon.
Look, I'm just saying that wooden scales are a bit more aesthetically pleasing than wooden feathers.
You look so cool.
Thank you.
You should find a mirror and look at how cool you look.
I would love. Is there water nearby?
Yes.
So yes,
Yes. The caves are right next to the water.
I would love to look in the water to see if I can see my
in
reflection.
fact, almost every district of Rumplank is
Yes.
near either the river
Water.
or the ocean,
Yep.
and the caves are right near the water, so you easily can see your reflection.
So then, yeah, Vaughn runs over, sees how cool she looks, and kind of like jumps out with like just a little bit of excitement, and some indigo petals just kind of fly out of her mouth.
Wow.
Do you think if someone else drank it, they would also turn into wood? Would you turn into flesh? Scales?
Oh,
Feathers?
I don't know how I feel about that.
Damn.
I drank the same thing and I turned chartreuse, which I have now learned is a yellowish green color.
I drank it and absolutely nothing happened to me. Right, Nevergo?
I don't know why you keep calling me that.
That's your name. You often forget that, so I understand.
I think he means that it's time to go where someone has never gone.
That's my favorite place to go.
Onward!
I remembered one of my past lives as an explorer who really liked the crawling caves.
Well then, you can take point.
So Nash, I rolled your secret check for you to navigate, and you can decide whether or not it was a good roll, but there were a lot of very twisting and labyrinthine paths that Nash seems to everyone else to have guided you correctly through as far as you can tell based on the map, but you don't really know the crawling caves. And not only that, but Nash somehow noticed signs of a blood mouse infestation in the crawling caves and was able to put you into a position where you could sneak up from the blood mice and get the drop on them. You could try to creep past them, but they're pretty good at noticing some of you who don't have so much stealth. So you have the choice of what you want to do because Nash has actually led you into a spot where you can ambush them, keeping from a distance with characters who want to and getting right up in their face
By the way,
if you want.
quick update. Vanessa Hoskins, you got a hero point by one bacon golem. aka
Oh,
Rob
Very
from
nice.
Market.
Thanks, Rob.
there you go.
So do we all already know what a blood mouse is without rolling? Is
So
it a common?
you've seen them before. They're kind of a common pest in the area. Some Gamayun will eat them off the
Wow.
street.
They're delicious.
So
They're everywhere.
I can show a picture of a blood mouse.
I think everyone's
to the
seen,
camera.
Yes, everyone's seen what they look like. They're very cute.
They've seen. I mean, not everyone has seen our stream.
Everyone has seen a blood
Oh, my
mouse.
goodness.
Well, there's like a chibi blood mouse sticker on Brogan.
Yeah, because everyone can. I'm sure everyone can see.
Oh yeah, you have a blood mouse. Oh, wait, there's a blood mouse pin in here. too.
Yeah. So yeah, there's some blood mice. There's a couple of them around here. What do you want to do? Nash, you're the one in the lead. You can get people to the ambush spot. You can try to sneak past them, but again, they're pretty decent at perception for such a small creature. They don't have, as far as you know with your crawling caves lore, the ones that live in the crawling caves don't tend to have scent or any of those things, but they can see perfectly in the dark. So you're not going to be able to use the shadows for concealment.
Oh, is it dark in here?
It is pretty dark in the caves. You can bring a source of light with you if you want to, but
Does Nash give off any firelight for being a wildfire leshy?
so normally Nash does not give off a lot of firelight unless Nash lights himself on fire.
But does it look like embers in the dark at all? That's something that I could follow even though I don't have dark vision.
There's just a hint of embers, and with your low light vision, you'd probably be able to make that out
Okay.
pretty easily.
By the way, there's an update.
Update.
Zias Palmer got a hero point from Roll from Combat.
Oh, there you go.
No, that was me. How about that?
There you go.
Well, she used one up. I felt bad.
All right. So yeah.
Well, so we're probably going to be doing some kind of fight here. And you asked if we want to sneak, but I'm looking at the kinds of things that Nash does here, and I'm seeing sudden charge.
Oh my goodness.
And I'm thinking that's more of the direction that I want to go.
All
I
right.
can,
So
I can sneak. I'm really good at sneaking.
I'm going to use your crawling caves lore that you rolled on the text for your initiative here, which is a 25.
Well, there we go.
So everyone else, if you're being stealthy, it looks like at least some
I'm
people are
being
going to
stealthy.
fight. If you're being stealthy, you can use stealth for initiative.
Hello.
How many are there? Is it like a
There's just
swarm?
two.
There's two.
There's just two.
Where
Oh,
are you?
okay.
I wish you liked to party.
They're a tiny mouse.
Well, I want to eat. I'm hungry.
That's fair. All right, let's get Flint some dinner.
Yes, I'm pulling out the short sword.
And if you're not
That
sneaking,
makes
then
stealthy.
you would be rolling perception for this.
I'm doing
But
sneak.
all right.
Stealth.
And also, Nash was able to get the people who wanted to be in melee really close, while the others can hang back and have a really good line of sight if they want.
I want to hang back.
Is ever since turning to wood, have I still been like getting hungry and such? Are my normal vital systems still functioning?
Yes.
Okay.
Your outer skin is wood, so you think if a blood mouse bit you, it probably wouldn't hurt.
Oh, by
Okay.
the way, to counter my blatant pay-to-win strategy, Rico the Bold gave you a villain point, Mark.
Okay.
So
Well, I gave you a villain point.
that's right. So I did it to myself. So everyone is a hero point except No Nat.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine. I don't need them. I don't need a hero
And
point.
Vanessa has 2, I think.
That's true. That's true.
I'm just
All right. So
Very
we
special.
so we've got these 2 blood mice, and you think they probably would, like, maybe if they like. If you like stood there and like exposed your weak points to them and like here hit me right there, maybe they could hurt
Maybe,
you a little.
okay.
But they're almost no threat to you with wooden skin.
Well, it's a good thing I rolled a 9 on initiative.
Okay.
Well, No Nat, I got good news. You got a hero point from Dranzor.
There you
Transor,
go.
thank you.
So you can decide if you want to use that on initiative or
No,
just
I'm not going to use that on
You know,
initiative.
sometimes the healer going last is good because you know who
Honestly, yeah.
needs healing. What did you get, Flint, on your stealth?
14.
14. All right, you have 25. What did you get, Star?
14 on perception.
14 on perception. Okay, let's see how these blood mice are doing. Wow, they really do have good perception. But one of
They're
them
mice.
rolled terribly. So there's 2 14s. You can decide among yourself which of you will go first when we get to 14. 25. So Flint, you said sudden charges on your sheet, and I remember that too.
Yeah.
Or no, Nash. Yes, you're Flint. You're Nash.
I suddenly remembered that these caves are the best! Glaive out, charge forth.
Okay, so as soon as you get within 10 feet of the blood mice, and you are within reach of both of them, you need to roll me 2 will saves.
2?
Yes.
Just her. Right.
Just her.
You know,
Okay.
she
Well, I got a natural 1 on one of them, so I
Okay.
think I might want to use that hero point.
Okay. And what did you get on the other one, then?
The other one is a 22.
Okay. So you're going to use the hero point that you
All
got
right.
from Roll for Combat.
I'll get a 10 instead of a natural
Okay,
1.
so a failure. So here's the deal. There's 2 blood mice. One of them is fascinating you, so you cannot use any actions against it so you can't use concentrate actions except against that one. You also can't attack that one. And you can't stride. You can take any other kind of movement actions except stride, and you can attack the other one, which you are also in reach of.
I'm going to attack the other one, because
Okay.
that's the thing that I can do.
All right, that is exactly what a failure does from blood mice. So you attack the other one.
28 with my glaive.
Oh my gosh, that's
Fighter.
a critical hit.
Oh no.
Hey, you say fighters, but if she was a barbarian, that would have been a 26, and that would have also been a critical hit.
Fair enough.
So really, it's just Linda and her dying.
I think I did that for 1.
Okay, fair enough. So roll your damage and then double it, and it's with a glaive, so it's deadly.
That one's for the doubling. 21.
All right, so you instantly just come in and slash down that blood mouse. And so it matters that the other one got you with its aura because you had an action left, but you actually can't attack the other one with that action with your forceful glaive that does extra damage on the later attacks. So what are you going to do with your last action? You can't stride either. You can do anything else than that.
Yeah,
All right. So you brag and tell people about the crawling caves.
Good job, darling.
So that one was about to go, but it is obviously dead. So Flint, it is your turn.
really?
Yes.
Oh my god. Is there flanking on the other one?
So technically, yes,
Or
because
could I run around and get
it's
flanked?
within Linda's reach.
Okay.
Even though she can't attack it because of the fact that there is a soothing aroma. I believe that still is going to provide flanking. Now, you will need to use an action to get into the spot, but that should be easy.
All right, I will use my action to get into the flanking spot.
Okay.
And then I will...
Now, when you do that, come within 10 feet, so I'll need
course.
your will save against
Will.
this blood mass.
That's a 1.
Okay.
I'm going to use a hero point.
All right. Do you want to use your hero point, or do you want to use your villain point, which you can use for yourself?
How would the villain point work?
It's the same. It's the same thing, but it has more options because you can use it to help me.
I'm gonna use the hero point.
Okay.
Oh, that's much better. That's a 22.
Okay, you made it. You can attack this blood mouse.
Bye bye, mouse of bloodness.
They're so cute.
They're cute. That's a 19 plus 7. So
Okay, so
26.
all right, that will crit against flat-footed.
Oh my goodness.
So roll your sneak attack. Double it all. Double it all.
Double everything. Let's see. 5 plus 4, 9, 18 points of damage.
Okay. Well, fortunately for the blood mouse, you rolled relatively low. Unfortunately for it, that still kills it.
Okay.
So you just come in there and just like, what you're using, slashing or piercing? You
Yes.
can do either.
Yes.
You slash pierce it and it explodes.
Oh.
Boom.
All right. Well, I mean, I said you could get the drop on them. I didn't necessarily expect it was going to be quite that one-sided, but it was definitely a successful victory against a moderate encounter.
That was moderate?
Yeah, it was 2 level 1 creatures.
Can I eat the mice and heal?
Well, do you have an ability that says that when you eat mice, you heal?
Yes, I say, hey Mark, can I please have the ability to heal 1 point of damage per mouse I eat?
All right, so if you want to make the pay-to-win blatant, I need your wallet to come out and eat the mouse.
Doesn't work.
Take down your boss.
Yeah, you know what? I'm just gonna add a rata to the blood mouse since I can.
Okay.
Like 5 minutes after all of that happens, Vaughn just runs in and casts shield and goes, "I'm ready."
And yeah, so that's a moderate encounter. There we
That
go.
was tough.
Yeah, I've heard that moderate encounters and severe encounters are really hard at level 1.
Oh yeah, that was close. We barely made it.
And it can be super.
I think you got more damage from the quest.
Yeah.
Star is like juggling a little bit of fire she conjured, and she's like, "Oh, were we fighting something? I got distracted."
Oh yeah, we can roast the mouse.
Oh, okay.
And gain hit points. Oh yeah, where did that come from? Voice of God, thank you.
So you're able to continue afterwards unless you need to stop to heal after that.
I don't know.
But
We took a
it was
lot of
pretty
damage there.
Pretty harrowing.
I'm still down 2.
Is this what the whining is? You're down 2 points.
That's right. Heal me.
Do you want to take 10 minutes, hon? We can sit here. All right, everybody, slow down. We'll still get there for the party, and I'll roll a medicine check on.
I do. Oh, thank you. I don't have to do it for
Blood
myself.
mouse.
All right, put the blood mouse.
I've got some healer's tools if you need them.
I got him.
I got
Thank
heals
you.
tools too.
Boom.
I have bad news.
I failed.
Fail.
I got a
Fell into the
13.
fire.
Can't even heal me.
The blood mouse fell into the fire and is now covered in charcoal. It probably won't taste very good.
Wait, covered in charcoal is a bad thing?
Yes. No.
Really?
No, it's not. It's how culturally insensitive me. It's bad for eating, but not for aesthetics.
So what you're saying is you don't want any more, so I can have your ship?
Yes. I rolled a 6 to craft them.
I'll eat some charcoal briquette.
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 Briquette mice. The proboscis is the best part.
It's a nice crunch.
So we're going in more?
Yeah, you continue onward past that.
Onward. And you know the best thing about Leshy's? Built-in light source.
You know, it may not. The charcoal briquette may not still have nutrients in it, but you know, leshies can derive nutrients in a variety of ways.
That's
does it not?
true.
So you continue onward through the tunnels, and I want to know generally as you're advancing, obviously Nash is taking the lead in navigating. What is everyone else kind of doing as you're going around?
Vaughn reaches into her pack and pulls out a torch, but then looks at her wooden body and slowly puts it away. And otherwise, I think I'm just going to be trying to stay in the middle of the pack.
All right, what about you, Flint?
I'm looking around, looking for treasure.
All right, so you're
Gold.
searching for treasure more so than
Traps.
kind of hiding.
Oh, I'm not hiding. I'm looking.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Sneaky.
Star is making notes, so she's actually got the map that we were given, and Star is comparing the map to making notes about where a good buffet table would be, and where they should, have the members come in and do the acting, and she's ready to put a whole event on in these caves.
Okay.
I will say, not retroactive, but Van will actually be detecting magic as we walk.
All right. So you're going to be detecting magic. So since you're searching the entire area looking for how you could plan a party there, you can roll party lore for initiative in case something comes up only if it's involved in areas that you were looking at for the party. So if the wall back there would be a great place to put a fresco, but it's actually a monster disguised as a wall, you would be able to roll party lore on it.
Awesome.
So you continue onward through the area, and Flint, you have been searching carefully for treasure or dangers, and you are able to detect before anyone else that there is a creature that seems to be waiting in ambush for you in another cavern that's a little whiles away from the place against the blood mice. It must have smelled you or something. It's some kind of a green beetle with a giant white spiked tail that looks something like this.
Silk-tailed beetle.
Can you
Show it this way too.
Yes.
Stand up there.
Oh, can you read the level from here?
Attack bonuses.
Well, they're actually used as flying mounts. Actually, sprites do use them as flying mounts, categories.
Sometimes, yeah, sometimes, especially NPCs. It could be a problem.
Well, then they should go first, and I will be in the rear with the gear.
So you said that Flint would notice if it was like a wall that was disguised as a monster. What if it was hypothetically a puzzle that was disguised as a monster?
A puzzle disguised as a monster.
Or a puzzle disguised as a wall?
Well, if
or
the
a
puzzle
monster
disguised as a mall that was disguised as a monster, then Star, if that happened, then Star would be able to use party lore because she's trying to plan a party using all of the decor. But this beetle is not part of the decor, so you, unfortunately, or maybe fortunately, since you don't have it, cannot roll party lore for.
I'm thinking about writing it though.
So wait, basically, I know that there's a beetle in wait and ambush, just one.
Are you going to tell the rest of the party or just kind of hang back and see
I'll
what
tell
happens?
everyone. I'll say, hey, everyone, there's a beetle. It's a silk-tailed beetle.
Oh,
Is it just the one?
As far as I know,
does it already have a bit and bridle?
it could have a bit in bridle. Maybe some Gatsugori got lost in here and left it. Maybe it has a name.
I have an idea, and it can either be helpful for us to just walk on by, or perhaps if you'd like to try to mount up.
Sure.
But I could make it feel really full, to the point where if it's not hungry or anything, why would it care about us, you know?
Oh, that's kind of interesting. No, I want to try to write it.
Or then maybe if I make it feel really full, it won't fight back as much. It'll just sort of just be like, whatever, I ate today.
Oh, okay. That sounds neat.
Shall we attempt?
Yes.
Yes, I like that idea too.
Then I'll get within casting range, and I'm gonna cast.
Before you go there, I was going to say, Star, you have nature rank.
I do.
I rolled a secret check for you to
Oh.
see what you know about these beasts.
I got +4.
Yeah, so they come from the Fey realm, these beetles. They're not just regular beetles.
Oh.
They are not very smart, but they're smarter than animals. And there are some in the Indigo Isles, but if they were in the Indigo Isles, they would normally not be found in a cave. This is very unusual that a silk-tailed beetle is here just randomly in a cave. They like flying around. They like to be in an outer area. So you're kind of surprised that it's here.
It probably is someone's mount and they lost it.
It could be someone's mount.
So should I not?
If it's lost, it might be perturbed, and it could be pretty. They can get aggressive if they are confused or out of their element.
Do I know if mind affecting spells will affect these particular beetles?
You're certain that they will, but you know that they have a pretty decent imprecise scent that they can use to smell things from a distance.
Okay.
And The last thing you know is that they have some kind of thing they do with the barbs on their tail, but you've never seen it in person, so.
That's not appropriate for the stream. Yeah, no, I actually have an idea.
What's that?
I'm gonna try and make friends with it.
What if it's hungry?
Well, then you can do your thing. If it tries to eat me, definitely get it to stop trying to eat me. But let me see if I can do this.
All right.
All right.
So Star is going to approach it, and she's going to start singing like a really soothing melody, like a
A power ballad?
like no, like a
Let's hear
lullaby.
it. Let's hear the melody.
I'm not going to do that.
Aw.
And it's a charm spell, so I'm going to cast charm on the creature, so it needs to make a will save.
So I'm going to say let's roll initiative because it is very
Do you mean roll for combat?
roll for charm
It's funny every
slash
time.
combat depending on if you fight it or not. But
No, fine.
Mark isn't with the program. He doesn't get it.
I don't.
Branding.
no, I get it. I'm just trying to not say it to be funnier.
It's not working.
Since I
Is
can,
that what you think,
I
Stephen?
know.
I think it's working great. So since I'm like trying to like calm it, be nice to it, can I use diplomacy for initiative?
I would say yes, since you're literally trying to calm it down in this thing. That is your goal in this encounter, and you
Great.
came in starting to do that. It's pretty angry and it wants to attack. It's lashing out. So
Okay.
if you go before it with your diplomacy, then your charm person will go off before it can. Oh, you're gonna go before it. But what did people get?
18.
Flint, what did you get?
I got a 7.
Okay. What did you get, Nash?
11.
All right. Well, I thought I was going last, but Flint managed to
Roll the 1.
go very slowly. So 21 is actually first. So you're just as you said, charm person goes off first.
Charm person.
Or I mean charm. It's not charm person.
That's
It's
true.
just the spell charm, which is good because this is not a person.
Many years of first edition has infected my brain.
This is not a
Will let
person.
go.
This is a beetle. Can 12 make your DC?
12 is a failure.
All right. It suddenly becomes friendly to you.
Let's go.
Wow.
So are we still on initiative for that?
I would say it's pretty angry overall. It's kind of attacking, but it's not friendly to you. Do you want to try to make a request to it to not attack these
Yes.
other scary
Yeah,
people
in fact,
who are
can I do
here?
that with my last action?
It's a request, so yeah, sure, go ahead.
Sure. Come on, little beetle. Oh, wow. 25 diplomacy and 22 of its nature.
This is going to be, let's see, you don't have the
I can't really
ability
talk
to
to it.
roll diplomacy, which would normally be the request, so
Yeah, some
we'll just say it's
but
kind of like the nature
Like the
animal,
nature, so
the
22.
natural animal handling thing that easily succeeds, and you get it to not attack them.
Oh.
So yeah, we're out of initiative.
Whew, rough combat. All right. Made it through.
How much experience did I get?
Do we level up?
No,
Did we level up?
you did not. You did
Are you
not
sure?
level up.
What if I slip you a
Can you
20?
double check?
If you slip me a 20, I'm willing to level Steven down to level 0.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I'm using my villain point. Oh my god, he's actually doing it. Don't do that.
Here, take my money. Take my money.
All right. So, yeah, you have a soak-tailed beetle now. This one doesn't seem like it really wants to be ridden at all. So roll another nature check. Even though it's friendly to you, it just doesn't want to be
If
ridden.
it doesn't want to be ridden, I will respect its boundaries.
It even has the buck reaction to try to get
No,
people to not do that.
I will respect its boundaries, but I will try and lead it along with us.
Yeah, it'll follow you. It seems like it doesn't know where to go.
Yeah.
Does it seem hungry?
Yeah, but it's very hungry. Do we have any actual food?
It does seem kind of hungry. It,
I have-
it looks like actually a little bit injured, and it seems like it's lost.
How far are we from the exit that we came in for the
You're
crossing?
pretty deep into the cave right now. You're almost at the part that opened up after the earthquake, but there's still a bit to go after that before you get to the X.
You said it seemed injured, right?
Yeah, just a little bit.
Would I be able to try to make a medicine check?
Yeah, it's probably about as injured as Flint.
Hey,
Emotionally or physically?
I don't know. What Flint seems to have been emotionally injured far more than the
Somebody
than
hurt
the
him.
2 hit points of damage would be like.
And am I allowed to use medicine for this, or does it have to be nature?
I would say that you could make. What are you exactly trying to do here? Are you trying to?
I'm trying to just analyze. Is one of its legs kind of bent the
Oh,
wrong
that
way?
would be
Is there a
medicine.
crack? Okay,
that's
cool.
definitely that's classic medicine, and I will roll it secretly
Okay.
because
Yeah.
you're basically recall knowledge.
I'll just put
doing
this
forensic
20 up.
search. What's your medicine modifier again? Is it
Plus
7?
Yes.
Okay.
Damn.
You easily are able to tell that it has a variety of old wounds in addition to the obvious wound that it has now. It seems like something was definitely damaging this creature. It may have been like whipping or lashing the creature in some way. And you're not sure exactly why. A lot of them have healed up over time, but a few of them are recent.
Okay.
And it's not much damage. A silk-tailed beetle could easily take more abuse than that, but
Just trying to find a way to make friends before that charm spell wears off.
it mostly looks like it was done with non-lethal attacks.
Fine.
Okay. I'll dig into my pouch and like hold out like a dried meat ration to see if it'll go for that.
It goes up to the dried meat ration and just starts eating the dried meat ration.
Fantastic. I'll pull my hand away when I can.
Well,
There's
the
a
hand is
girl.
gone.
Well, your hand is made of wood though. So
Yeah, I wouldn't
it's
eat the
safer
wood.
now.
Yeah.
It would
It's
be.
like a plate, right?
Yeah.
It kind of nibbles on your hand a little bit, and let's see if I do any damage.
Or do these beetles eat trees too?
It'll nibble on it, just it's not sure what this is, but it does not enough damage to get through your being made of wood.
Cool. Speaking of which, what is the actual number on my resistance?
The actual number on your resistance for being made of wood is 5.
5. Okay, awesome.
But you also have a lot of fire weakness.
Weakness 5, I'm guessing? Mm-hmm. Cool.
Wow. That's a lot.
I don't want to burn.
It is a lot. That's
why I'm glad I put the
what I
torch
gave,
away.
I gave you guys a 6th level rare consumable item.
We all just chugged it.
Yes. It lasts for a really long time, so
Oh.
it was a good idea. You can be chartreuse. A chartreuse never go. So, yeah, you've got this silk-tailed beetle. It's kind of following you around. It's gotten some more food. It didn't hurt you at all. This is why you thought that the blood mice probably couldn't even hurt you unless you, like, literally, like, here, attack me at my weakest points.
Yeah. Do you think it's safe to bring this thing along? And do you think it'll enjoy the party at the end?
It should be safe for at least an hour.
Oddly specific, but okay. Onward.
Based on my sudden encyclopedic insights into the crawling caves, do I think we could make it to the treasure and back in an hour?
Easily.
Okay,
Oh,
awesome.
fantastic.
In fact, as long as you don't get lost, it won't even be an hour since you started heading to the crawling caves.
Oh,
Sweet.
nice.
Now, getting back, it will have been an hour since then, but it won't be an hour since now. So it'll be fine. So, yeah, let's see how well you do leading people now that you made it to the collapsed portion, or the recently revealed by the collapsed portion.
Has it been a straight line this whole time? Or
No, you've been twisting around. Like the fact that I'm not surprised that a cleric of Amon trusts the drunken wisdom that this Leshy just suddenly revealed after drinking alcohol, but it's led you apparently the right way. You obviously see the place that collapsed before that is marked on the map. This landmark is correct.
Okay.
And you're a lot of the way there at this point, in fact. So everything that
For a
you,
ballroom.
Are you still feeling confident this deep down?
Oh, yes. And if I ever forget which way I need to go, then I can always just do the whole spin around with my gleam trick. It totally worked last time.
Well, hopefully we won't lose it, because you could use a bit of guidance. And I'll just kind of like boop and grant guidance.
Oh, hey, thanks.
Just a +1 to the next.
Party magic.
the guidance of Amon comes through, and you are able to use that party magic. And yeah, there was a little tricky moment where like the map was unclear which way to go, but based on your knowledge of the crawling caves, the way that the stalactites grow is very particular in certain areas that indicates that water was running through there in the past. And that allows you to realize that it means the path that was slightly to the right on the left rather than the one that was all the way on the left must have been the one that was drawn on the map.
Clearly, thanks to my cave encyclopedia.
And when you head through there, you're getting closer and closer to the X. And let me see.
I'm just waiting for
some
us to get a
secret
critical
checks.
failure on here at some point.
So,
If she's at the end of this cave, I will not be happy.
so both Star and Vaughn,
Okay.
you hear a bit of a commotion in the distance,
The party?
close towards where the X probably is. Maybe it's a party. But it sounds more like something running away.
Running away from a bad time to have
Running
a good
away
time?
in the opposite direction of, like, if you're headed, let's say it's east right now, they're running away east from farther east. Like, it's all, they're running away from you or something that is in
Based on the
between you and them.
Doppler effect, we can tell they're getting further away.
Yeah.
Curious.
Okay.
If the party's in that direction and we haven't passed anyone on this way, what? No one else would even know about this party because they don't have the party map, yes?
I think so. So it must be somebody who's not here for the party, but maybe they're here for the anti-party, or it is my darn ex.
Oh, does your ex know about the anti-party?
No.
Do those sound like your ex's footsteps? All those people running?
Good point. You can tell a lot about a
Small.
person.
All right, well, let's go find out.
Onward.
All right. So as you head out towards the area where you heard the people running away, which is about where the X was, you see a cavern that has like a bunch of cages in there,
Oh,
and a
that
lot
kind of party.
a lot of the cages are empty. But one of the cages is not only is it open and empty, but there is some kind of a creature that looks like it has just been released from the cage or is out of the cage on its own. It's not really clear, and you don't have time to roll crafting to figure out the cage's situation. And it looks like this.
The tiger or the cute parrot bear?
The cute parrot bear.
Oh, party bears.
It's a parrot. It looks like a parrot bear.
Party bear.
So it is extremely angry, and it is going on a rampage and smashing some of these cages.
Send in the Beetle.
And it sees
Dare you?
it sees all of you and like roars and squawks at the same time, and you can roll initiative.
It's so cute.
Oh,
25.
20.
26.
24.
Wow, 26, 25, 24, and 20.
Wow.
Okay. Well, I thought my roll was, which was not a high roll, but it has an incredibly high modifier, was good. But it was not good. It was terrible. Oh, I'll roll for the Beetle, I guess. It's not really like in for a fight, but it is here technically. So we'll see how it's doing.
It's here
Yeah, it
for
came.
distraction.
So everyone has rolled for combat.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
You're fired.
Flint. Well, not Flint. I keep calling Nash Flint.
I'm not Flint.
Not Flint. Nash,
I'm
you're
Flint.
Flint. Wait, he's never go.
No.
No,
She never go.
I know.
Mistaken identity.
Nash, it's
Yeah,
your
it's
turn.
like, oh, it's the one that's made of wood. It's a dragon, naturally.
The dragon's the one made of wood. So what are you
All
gonna
right,
do, Nash?
so this really looks like this is gonna be a fight. This
It's an angry parrot bear.
You can tuck it down.
Is it just one?
Yes, it's just one.
What's the room? It's like a stalactite room?
So there's some stalactites, but there's also a bunch of empty cages that are in the area, and there's like some dried blood around in the area near the cages, and there's footprints of people who seem to have run away further in the direction away from you.
Oh.
It's probably just hungry.
All right, go feed it.
Okay.
Good luck.
So what are you gonna do?
all right. Well, folks are talking about is probably. But it's like doing this whole like dangerous screaming and yelling kind of thing.
Yes,
Let's see. Well,
it's pretty scary.
I think I'll stand in front of my friends here then, and then ready in action to attack if it looks like it's about to charge and try to kill us.
Run away.
Thank you.
Okay, so you have 3 actions. It'll take 2 of them to ready in action. Do you want to do anything else with the 3rd action?
Well, I probably already got my glaive out, so.
You do.
Let's see. I am not myself the best at talking to animals, so I think I am good.
You would need, if you want to literally talk to it, you would need the ability to talk to either birds or bears.
Yeah, I don't have either of those abilities.
Okay.
I can do that.
What?
Oh.
I can talk and understand birds and use diplomacy on them.
Oh, that's really cool.
So you just stand there with your glaive and you are prepared to kill whatever comes into your reach. All right. So that.
Not my friends. I'm not going to stab my friends if they come to my reach. GM, I'm clarifying.
Okay. Do you tell your party members that you're defending this area so they know not to charge in?
I'll say, all right, I'll protect us here.
All right. So then we keep going down the line. Vaughn.
Okay.
Don't do anything.
Vaughn's gonna kind of just get down on a knee and just kind of say, "It's okay, don't worry." And I'm gonna cast my Indulgence Domain focus spell over stuff, and actually I'm praying it crit succeeds so it doesn't become sickened, because regardless of the result, it will get a full meal's worth of nourishment.
Wow.
Really? How does that work?
Magic, Stephen.
It just teleports 4
Is it
course dinner
fortitude?
Fortitude,
in its
yes.
stomach?
How does a 14 do?
It does fail, so it's sickened 1, but it still does get the full nourishment of a meal.
Okay.
So that's sort of my 2 actions to cast that. And I can't really roll diplomacy on an animal that doesn't speak
I can't.
common. So
Wait,
I might regret this. I'm going to give guidance to Flint.
Yeah.
Flint, it's your turn.
I'm gonna talk to it because I feel 4 birds, and this is a parrot bear bird thing. And so I'm gonna be like, it's okay, it's okay. Calm it down. It's got a full tummy. We'll escort you out. Show us where the bad people are.
But it's all coming out in squawks and chirps.
Yeah, you guys don't hear it. You're like, because I talk to and understand birds and use diplomacy on them.
All right.
Let's go.
Roll diplomacy on birds.
I am. I'm waiting.
Are you using the guidance?
I'm using the guidance. Here we go. And I'm using my underwater marauder too.
Okay.
Wow, that's a bad roll.
Do you want to use your villain point to re-roll?
Yeah, I'm gonna use my villain point.
Okay.
I villain point myself. Yay! I rolled the exact same roll. I rolled a 4 and then I rolled a 4. You know why? Because it's a villain point.
That's why it's a villain point. It wanted you to fail.
I rolled a 10.
All right. So you rolled a 10, and it just gets more angry and confused than ever by someone talking to it now. It sees a Gamayun, and it gets enraged when it sees this Gamayun.
Oh well, I tried. I guess it's time for some dinner.
What did you tell him?
I told him you were delicious.
All right, Star, what are you gonna do?
I feel like we should try to calm this creature down, and obviously whatever Flint said just made him more angry. I'm gonna try to use nature to calm that creature down.
Okay.
It's okay, little guy. It's okay.
It's gonna be very challenging, but we'll see what you can do.
22.
That's very good.
Rolled an 18.
So with a 22, the parrot bear is not like a tame creature that you can normally command with a commanded animal. It's a wild animal that was being kept in a cage. But your 22 was so high that the parrot bear, at least for the moment, is going to ignore your intrusion on the area, even though it's wounded and scared, and attack Flint. And you might, in time, be able to actually talk it all the way down.
Yeah.
If you could get another success, that might be enough. But now the parrot bear gets to go, and it's like, it's okay! It's okay!
I find that culturally insensitive of you. Making fun of my.
Is this going to trigger the ready action?
You're triggering things, I tell you. You're triggering me.
So it uses its unsettling mimicry. It mimics phrases from its current prey or those it has previously killed.
It's just rude.
This causes it to make a single intimidation check to demoralize everything in the area.
Everything.
Yikes.
What about
So-
the beetle? What did the beetle do?
The beetle went after it.
Good.
Oh no.
So does anybody have better than a +9 to their will save?
I have a +9.
All right, so I exactly intimidated
Aw.
you. So you're all.
Wait, is that with it's frightened? Oh, sickened?
It is no, it's one lower because
That's
it's thickened
right.
from being overstuffed. So I didn't. Does anyone have +8?
Brogan gets a hero,
Plus
a
9.
villain point for outsmarting.
Brogan, because of the sickened condition, well, he's gonna remember it after I sickened him for so long. At the beginning. He is. You're okay. Everybody else is frightened by it. And then it is going to run over to Flint and attack Flint with its beak.
Boo.
Because of the fact that you are frightened, you are flat-footed against the parrot bear's
Oh my
attacks, and it can
word.
use sneak attack
Now,
against you.
did Flint stay behind my protective ready?
Yes.
Yes.
He didn't spend any actions to move.
Okay, so
So you're ready to
this
action
is going to
goes
trigger
up.
my bear is trying to maul one of us to death
Correct.
there for a
Aha.
Correct.
All right.
attack. All right, that is a 16.
Okay, a 16 will not hit.
Even with a -1 from sickened?
Even
Yes,
with
that-
a plus
yeah. Well, was my -1 for frightened and then.
Oh, true.
It was close, but
Yeah.
but unfortunately Nash was too frightened, so it's gonna come in, and with the -1 from sickened, it gets a 24 to attack you, Flint.
Really? That hits.
I'm assuming that doesn't crit,
Does
even
not
with
crit.
even with the -1
No,
from sickened.
does not
So I'm going to
And
deal.
but it still doesn't crit.
I'm going to deal some damage to you. No, I rolled really low. 11 damage.
Oh, that's low.
All right, well, I got 3 hit points
That
left.
was really low. Average would have been like,
Okay, we
Several
get it.
points
We
high.
get it. It was low. I'm still alive.
you're alive.
I get it.
Steven being alive is like an unexpected outcome of this event. So, let's see. That was a move, an unsettling mimicry, and a strike. So I'm done. It's now time for the beetle, the self-tailed beetle's turn. So it's kind of concerned by the fact that this parrot bear, which is much more dangerous than the self-tailed beetle and eats them for breakfast, is rampaging around. It does look like it's a kind of a sickly and smaller parrot bear that may have been beaten up and bloodied by attacks
Bullied
before,
in high
but,
school. Got it.
but it's still way more dangerous than a silk-tailed beetle. So the silk-tailed beetle is gonna kind of chill out and like hide in the background
Yeah,
where
that
it's not gonna get eaten by a
Sure.
parrot bear. It's already also intimidated, and its frightened one condition goes away at the end of its turn.
Someone just gave Flint, Stephen, a hero point. Thank you, Ren Word.
Okay.
You are now my best friend.
Well, I'm glad I hit you because I didn't have to use my villain point to reroll. that roll. All right, we're back to you, Nash. I said your name correctly.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Congratulations.
Okay. So, the ready went off, but I do know that my friends were still. I think Stark was still trying to talk the bear down, and I didn't actually hit, so that might still be possible. So I think I'm gonna wait and give Star another chance.
Delay. Okay, what are you gonna do, Vaughn?
You know what, when in doubt, use fear to influence your targets.
Okay.
I am gonna cast the fear spell on this parrot bear. I'm gonna need a will save.
All right. Well, I'm sickened, so that should be easier than normal. That is going to be a 16.
16 fails by 1. It is frightened 2 and sickened 1 still.
All right, so if you hadn't sickened it, you wouldn't have sunk the better frightened. Fortunately
Feels good.
for me, they're both status bonuses, but I really don't want to be taking a -2 when I'm outnumbered by this many people. Okay.
So I have 1 action
You sure
remaining
do.
after that. Oh,
It'll also make it easier for her to convince me of things.
I'll go ahead and cast shield.
If you can just make people afraid, you can convince them to do
Oh.
anything you want.
That's just real life.
Yeah. All right.
Real.
So, Flint, it's your turn.
I'm gonna say I had my sword out.
I mean, that makes sense. You in your art, you normally do.
And so I'm right next to it, right?
Yeah.
Oh boy, here we go. 3 attacks, baby.
Okay.
Do I have any flanking with the beetle?
No, but you could take a step to.
Okay, I'm gonna step and get flanking with my beetle buddy.
Well, actually, it's with your leshy buddy, but
My leshy beetle buddy.
the beetle ran away. Kind of, it's hiding.
Beetle is a Bad Beetle.
Hey.
What is that? 9 plus 16 plus flanking.
Okay, so because it is frightened 2 and you're flanking it, you hit.
Let's go.
That's right. And I
Stack
get sneak
those
attack.
statuses.
Yay!
Yes, it is sneak attack.
Oh, so much for
Sneak attack.
Yeah, well,
7 plus 4. So, what's that? 11.
Okay, so you hit it for 11 damage. It squawks in pain.
Poor thing.
Poor baby.
It's
We tried though.
It was
I tried.
already hurt, and with 11 damage, that's definitely a good amount.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna do
a
it
pretty
again.
big hit.
You gonna hit it
Did
one
you
more
stab
time?
it or slash it?
It's piercing, I'll say.
All right, so you stabbed into it, and
Stab.
blood is pouring out of its wound. All right, roll your last attack.
Should probably run away, but whatever. We'll see what happens.
That's
Here we
up.
go. Here we go. Come on. Come on. Go, dice, go. That's not a great roll. What's that? 11, 18 minus 4.
There's a
So,
14.
Yeah.
That is, even with everything you have
With
going
blank
for
footing.
you, with all those things. Oh, wait. Yeah, you use the guidance on the skill.
Yeah. But
You
it,
just, 14 will just barely miss, even with
flat-footed.
that stack of debuffs. and buffs.
flat-footed.
I counted that.
Flat-footed twice.
It's not flat-footed.
Flatter-footed.
Flatter-footed.
It's just regularly flat-footed.
I have expert in making people flat-footed.
Nope. So you will just miss by the tiniest margin.
Tiniest margin. I'm hero pointing. Yeah, that's
Ooh, let's go.
It's in pain and it shrinks back, and then you use a hero point.
Oh, that's worse. So,
Who's the real villain here?
you.
All right, so Star, it's your turn.
So seeing that we are now brutally murdering the parrot bear, Star will change tactics.
Okay.
And join in on singing what burnt parrot bear smells like.
Okay.
So she is going to cast Produce Flame and throw a little blob of fire at it.
All right.
The Beetle's name is Ringo,
All right.
according to the chat.
It was named in chat. Ringo the Beetle. We will use that from this point.
Well, that's for the parrot bear, yeah.
Yeah. So you're gonna produce some flame at the parrot bear.
Yes,
All right.
26 to
The
hit.
parrot bear's
26?
name is
Wow.
Flambe.
To
Okay.
hit the frightened.
It is frightened. It's not flat-footed. Oh wait, it could be flat-footed to you. Did you get into like melee or reach with it?
Say yes.
It could be flat-footed if you decide
That's
to
right.
come melee with it.
You
because
can-
produce flame
and
can make
also,
melee
like, yeah.
attacks.
Yeah.
We're all like kind of there in the mix, so it's probably worth if there's a flanking position available.
Yeah.
to
Then in that
step
case, it's a
in-
critical hit.
To step
Let's
in.
go.
Well,
There you go.
take a crit. That sounds really good. Maximum
Ooh.
damage. Who's gonna eat parrot bears?
Me.
That would be us. 20 points of fire damage.
Wow, that seems impossibly high. That is.
Kentucky Fried.
I'm shocked that it was more than 16, and
Oh, hold on. I rolled the wrong die.
Good
I
job.
rolled significantly less.
Good job.
10 points of fire damage.
Vanessa, there you go.
all right, all right. So it is badly burned and it's badly stabbed. And
Should we
do you want to come out of delay?
Yeah, well, clearly, plan talk to the parrot bear. No one's on that train anymore. So I'm gonna stab,
Alright.
slash rather with my blade.
Stabbity stab stab.
21,
That obviously hits.
8,
8 damage. All right, you slash in.
and
Build up momentum with your forceful
yes,
weapon.
build up momentum with that forceful weapon. Yeah, no, not that. That's not gonna hit. I'm not gonna hit with 9, am I?
No, that does
All
not
right.
hit.
Does it crit?
It doesn't critically fail.
Oh, I meant critically hit.
No.
No, even worse.
Oh no, even worse. So the parrot bear is
Modified 1.
the parrot bear is really badly hurt. It looks like another one of those critical produce flames or like sneak attacks might take it out. But it is kind of desperate on its last legs. It doesn't know what to do. It is all of your frightened conditions have gone away.
All of them?
Because not it's frightened, but
Oh, yeah.
your frightens have gone away
Right.
because you've ended your turn since then.
Okay, yes.
But you're not temporarily immune to its unsettling mimicry. So it's just going to do another unsettling mimicry again, and let's see what did people say this turn. It can use anything that it previously killed, or any of you guys. I remember hearing.
There was the song.
Oh yeah, it
Yeah.
kind of mimics the
Sang.
sound.
Oh, yeah.
And it's so intimidating that
I'm running away.
it gets a 28 this time. So in
With the -2?
26.
Do I get another villain point?
Nope.
26.
It gets a 26. So if your modifier for will save is 7 or higher, it succeeds. If it's 6 or lower, it critically succeeds.
I have a 9.
Wait, so what?
You get to critically succeed.
Oh, definitely.
If your will is 6 or lower, it crits on you. If your will is 7 or higher, it regular succeeds.
Mine's 6.
Okay, so
Or
you,
lower.
I hit a regular success on you,
I'm
and
frightened.
I hit a critical success on all of you. You're frightened 2.
Great.
So since Flint is frightened 2, in fact,
Yes.
I'm also frightened 2. Everyone in this entire fight, except for the fear
So
crag.
it all cancels each other out.
Everybody
We're
spooked.
all running around.
Also, yeah, also the Beetle is frightened 2.
Oh,
You know,
buddy.
This combat just,
Poor
this
Ringo.
is horrible. It's like a nightmare.
And so then the Parrot Bear is going to attack Flint.
No.
Yeah.
I'm almost
No.
dead. I'm almost dead.
So Flint, I'm taking a -2 on this.
Yeah, but I have a -2 too.
That's correct. So I got a 21 against your AC, which is now 2 lower.
Yeah, you missed.
I missed?
No.
Okay. So I deal, that was also pretty low. I deal 11 damage.
I'm down.
Okay.
I say, smells like chicken, and then I fall.
Okay. So normally it could crunch the bones of someone that is hit with its
jeez.
beak, but you're already down, and there's
Oh no,
clearly
crunch my bones. I feel it.
there's clearly other people who are attacking it now, like this treacherous sprite who was being so friendly, but then scorched it in the face. So
We changed tactics as a team.
so it's going to swirl around and just try to use its talon on Star, but it gets a measly gosh, that's
Math is hard.
an A6 against your AC, which is 2 lower.
A 6?
A
6
6.
6 is definitely a miss.
There are a lot of penalties. There was a
There's a lot
multiple
going
attack
on, yeah.
penalty. There was
It's
the
all
weak
sort of-
template from it being harmed. There was the frightened 2. There was a lot going on.
Yeah.
It is a critical miss. Are you a swashbuckler?
No,
Can
it's
you-
just a regular.
Oh, okay, just a regular miss.
Are you a
Okay.
swashbuckler? You built these characters.
Well, I built it, but I don't know what Vanessa's done on the sheet since then.
I mean,
So
I've drawn
She
a little
changed the class.
yeah,
She's actually an inventor now,
she's an adventure dragon
with
instead.
an archetype
You
inside.
never know.
Oh,
So at this point, the Parrot Bear's frightened ticks down to 1 because its turn is over.
Yep.
The Beetle is scared out of its mind by this. It is just actually gonna run even further away. It's still not running completely because it's really lost now, and it doesn't know how it's gonna leave if it doesn't leave with you guys.
What's the Beatles' name again?
Ringo.
Ringo.
Ringo
the Beetle.
yes.
So Ringo is gonna kind of run back a little bit more, and we will take us back. Oh no, you actually legit delayed. You did every possible initiative thing. You
I just wanted to
and
make
then you
things more
delayed,
complicated
and we're
for you,
gone.
obviously.
Okay, how rough is this bear looking?
It's in really bad shape.
Really bad shape? All right, then.
I mean, your stuff, you're mostly support. Your stuff still might not take it out with one hit.
Well, we're
but-
gonna find out because I'm gonna take in a big deep breath and then. Well, so are we sort of all surrounding this thing at this point?
Yes.
Oh, so if I do a cone, I'm hitting somebody.
And I'm
If
on
you
the
aim it
ground.
up,
I don't wanna hit
if you aim it up, you're probably okay.
I'm on
You
the
think
ground.
you think I can get away with that?
Yeah, since
All
it's
right.
large, you can aim at one of the squares that's at
Ooh.
above you.
Okay.
And then you wouldn't hit your friends.
Good point. Then yeah, I'm going to use my Indigo Dragon Breath weapon to spew thorns all over this thing. Reflex save.
All right. This thing seems really nimble. That was apparently maybe a strong point for it.
Okay.
So it was able to get a 15 on it, even though I got a pretty bad roll.
Okay, but that's still a fail.
Even with frightened 2,
Huh? That doesn't. Oh, it doesn't affect my DC.
all of yours.
Oh, I'm only frightened 1, so my DC is 16.
Yes!
All right, suck thorns,
Yeah, because you did not critically succeed.
and it's gonna go ahead and take 4 points of piercing damage.
All right.
Oh.
Well, it was so badly hurt that almost does drop it, but it doesn't quite.
Almost.
I told you that your sense was that you probably might not be able to take it down in
I
one
know.
go.
You know what? Let's do it. I'm gonna rear back with my claw, and I'm swinging with my big fat +3 to hit.
Okay.
And that's with my
Got
friends.
this.
It's a 12.
That will miss.
All right. Well, it's up to y'all.
So Flint went unconscious and his initiative has moved. So it is now your turn, Star.
Oh, goodness.
Can you finish it off?
I know, I'm trying to think. Do I defeat the bear? Do I protect my friends from falling? Do I try and revive Flint? What's the right answer?
It's tough. The bear is obviously extraordinarily hurt.
We're gonna let the dice
You
decide.
could wait for the fighter, I guess.
Oh, I could wait.
You
for
could
the
safely wait for the
I
fighter
will
and see what the fighter
safely wait
does.
for Nash to do Nash things.
Nash,
And
what,
by Nash things, you mean the same thing Nash always does. Glaive!
Cleave!
flurry of glaive.
Oh.
Was that a nat 20?
Yeah, it was.
All right, this is the end.
The poor bear just didn't want to party.
Happy 20th anniversary, so.
All right. So that is 22.
Wow. Well, I mean, that was like half of the amount of hit points it started with, and it was down to 6. So,
Oh, wow. So-
you cut it in half with your glaive, even though it's a large parrot bear. And there goes the fight.
Oh,
I'm dying.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm,
So, do you want to come out of delay, or would you like to skip over to Flint, who's dying?
I have one more cool spell, so I'm gonna let Vaughn take care of this.
All right, so Flint, it's your turn. You're dying. Roll a check to
It's
see
fine.
how much more you're dying.
You'll be okay.
That's a 3.
Modified 3. So that.
Why is it modified?
Oh, it's a flat check anyway.
Flat
So
check.
that's a 3 against difficulty 11.
Right, so I
So
fail.
you fail, but you do not critically fail.
That's right.
So you're a little more dying, but you're
dying
not a
too.
lot more dying.
I'm dying too.
Yeah.
And I have no hero points left, so.
That's right.
yeah. I'm trying to think if I want to stabilize or use a heal spell. Because it's only been like 10 minutes since I attempted to heal him, right?
Yeah, it hasn't been the
Okay.
full hour. You're not going to be able to treat wounds again.
Gotcha. Okay. Then once it's my turn.
I could try those on myself.
So the beetle Ringo kind of comes back now that the parrot bear has been beaten and like starts eating it.
I just ate rations.
It was but it was burned up. It was like cooked with the produced flame, and it's been minced a little bit with.
Does Ringo have the ability to heal by eating meat? And if so, it's 1 hit point per opponent consumed.
It does not. So yes, we will go back to you, Vine.
All right. Since stabilizing wouldn't wake you up, it would just sort of put you unconscious. I'll burn a heal spell. 2 actions. That is 11 hit points back.
Hey, that's
Oh.
one better than you ever
Okay.
got in the delve with Kyra.
It's true.
Yay.
Mr. Mona.
Hey, wake up.
All right,
Is it dead?
You
Yep.
hungry?
you see its corpse being eaten by a silk-tailed beetle.
Good boy.
The Vaughn will also partake in eating some of the scorched parrot bear.
Oh, I want some parrot bear. I mean, it's a little, I don't know.
It's a little sus for
A little
Hermione,
cannibalistic, but
I'm not exactly though. It's like I guess it would be like a human eating a monkey, but it's a
But,
little.
yeah.
oh my god. Are you suggesting that you eat monkey?
I don't
I
eat
eat
any
monkey.
animals. I'm a
Oh, you're
vegetarian.
vegetarian.
So to me, it's all the same.
it's all the same, just meat.
Wait. So that's like Linda eating vegetables?
That's right. That's Linda eating vegetables.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. I guess that's.
It's like
So-
unless you eating vegetables.
So Mark being a vegetarian, I don't know, man.
You don't know?
I don't know. You're eating
right.
vegetables.
There you
Anyhow,
go. So yeah, you defeated this parrot bear. There's clearly tracks leading out to the east. They look like boot prints and
can we look around? Can I look around and see what's going on with these cages? Can I heal myself? Can I do a-
the problem is you have been treat wounds within the last hour, so you cannot use treat wounds.
That's right.
Are both of y'all okay? Health-wise?
Yes.
Okay.
I think mostly Flint got like the stuffing beat out of him.
That's right.
You fully healed.
Oh,
before.
and I got the
Between the two of
stuffing
you.
beat out of me because I'm a bird. That's
Oh,
funny.
was that on purpose?
Yes.
No, it wasn't. He's not that sharp.
You think you think he's not gonna think of every possible wordplay and then like be sitting there like see the mask keeps me from seeing the look he would have on his face when he's like, oh, did you hear that one? Yeah.
Also, I was looking. that way and
Yeah.
not towards you so that you couldn't tell.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so
So Mr. Crawling Caves, how close are we? And Flint, are you
This
still
is-
able to make it to
this
the
is-
anti-celebration?
Oh, yes.
this is exactly where the X was.
Oh, this is the spot.
This is the X. Where's the X? I don't see it anywhere. Is it on the
Maybe it
ground?
was here.
It's
What
this
about the
cave
people?
with all of the cages.
Is there any sign of a party that was here?
Roll party lore.
I don't have party.
Look around the
I have
cages.
society.
I want to look around the cave.
We have Rumplank lore.
Maybe we're trying to
Okay,
smuggle
you
animals.
roll some Romp lore then. There's a lot of
I do a
parties at
15
Romp.
perception to
21.
look at the cages and see
21.
what's going on here.
Okay. So, with the 21 on your Rumplank lore, it does not look like a party was here at all.
We've been lied to.
With your perception, it looks like there may have been animals kept in these cages for a while, and they've been trafficked in this area. In fact, you think it may be some kind of illegal animal trafficking.
A traffic party.
As opposed to the legal animal trafficking.
In fact, you realize that like there's no information about like who dropped that random map in the middle of the cave. So you realize with your 21. Maybe the person who dropped the map that you guys got given as a reward was one of the animal smugglers who was just putting an X to where their secret base was.
To turn them.
I mean, nobody knows. They just found a map and they decided to give it to people who want to contact.
Wow, that's so lame.
This is
See, this is why I don't like all the partying and the contests and everything that goes on around Rumplank because
They told us it was a party. It's not my fault for trusting.
they don't.
I don't like anything fun.
This is so much fun. How many times have I died? Yay!
So
You haven't died yet.
none of I have anything to say about it. So look, here's where we have to hedge our bets. What are the chances that there's a party farther down that they were running towards?
Well, there's a bunch of people. There were enough for a party.
Right?
Well, maybe if we figure out where they went. But that's not on the map.
It's not on the map, so now I'm less sure.
Not an X.
Oh, I'll look. I'll use. What do I use? Survival, thievery, case
Yeah,
thievery.
you can use survival if you want to try to examine the tracks.
15.
Yeah, these are very fresh. It's like people left around the time that they heard people running away.
Wow,
Wow,
that's
How
nice overlap.
pretty freak. That's pretty. Let's go. Let's chase them.
Onwards.
Onward.
Vaughn is like visibly dejected now that there's no party here.
What about the beetle? What's the beetle doing?
The beetle is following because it's worried it's going to get lost.
Ringo.
It's just smart enough to know that it's really in a place in the cave that it does not know how to get out of here.
No, I'm definitely bringing Ringo with us.
Okay, so you're now chasing after these random people. So you're headed through the caverns, and you actually make it through an area where you either are going to need to like climb up to a higher ledge, or you're going to potentially need to swim through some water.
I have underwater marauder.
I'm not good at
so
either of
the-
those things.
With your underwater marauder, the difficulty will be easier for you.
I'm built to swim.
Flint, can you roll me? You can go in any order. Tell me what you're gonna do, which of them you're going to do, and
Do
then
we end up in the same place?
you're all in an area where you can either go through the water or above, but they're both going straight forward. So in the end, you will meet back up when people climb down the ledge or up out of the water.
Let's go in the water. Because it's dark, it's scary.
So this is a bad time to admit I'm not much of a climber nor a swimmer.
Yeah, me neither.
Get into
Well,
the bag of holding.
I've got some rope. I could climb up there and
If you think you could lift me, I could still try.
That'd be easier with rope, wouldn't it?
Can't you fly? Aren't you a dragon?
I don't. Look, there's a long story. There's a whole book about it. Check it out at your local library. Read about the ritual.
Okay.
I'll take my chances with the rope over the water.
All right. So what we're gonna do here is have people roll. We're gonna be using classic victory point type situations. So you'll be giving them like negative or at best 0, and they'll be like carrying you forward with Flint's underwater marauder. So you can go in any order. I'll tally up how each of you do in this situation and see how you're doing when you come out of this
What do I
area.
roll? I roll
Athletics.
athletics, man.
For swimming, yeah.
That sucks.
Yeah, you and me are going to be terrible about
I'm
this.
so bad at athletics. Should have done
most of us are.
climbing. What's acrobatics?
Oh, I rolled.
Acrobatics isn't isn't for any of them.
All right. So how did you do?
I rolled a 1.
Okay.
Am I dead?
No.
Drowns.
Do I drown? You never see him again. You see Flint go in the water, and he never comes back.
You start drowning and gasping in there. What did you get?
I rolled a 17.
Okay, so-
which means I got a 16.
Yes, well, that actually succeeds. So you pull Flint back up when Flint is drowning, and you make up for Flint's failure. What are you? Let's see how you're doing here.
All right. Well, I'm definitely would rather climb than do the whole water
All right,
thing.
so roll the climbing because you are on fire.
I am on fire, so like I may not like literally like start
Yes.
going out, but it's still not pleasant.
Wait, she's swimming too?
No, I'm
climbing.
climbing. I'm climbing.
No, you should swim so we can see in the water.
Oh, no. I'm
That's
not
how it
getting in the
works.
water. I don't shoot water.
Okay.
How'd you do?
17.
Yeah, okay, so you're climbing, you make a little progress, you can drop ropes down to help others. That's one total net victory.
Does the
point
rope
so
help
far.
my bonus or DC or anything?
It will cancel your negative victory points if you get any for the party, because she can kind of coast you through as long as you don't get too many minuses.
Guidance. 13.
All right, that didn't get any minuses. That actually almost succeeded.
Almost.
Yeah, almost.
So they suggest if my character dies, I can play Ringo.
I mean, that
So-
was probably more effective. Huh?
Ringo's way more effective, I'll tell you.
Ringo actually is doing really well. He just kind of flies over this
Ringo's
challenge.
just why did I fly on Ringo? Oh, should have just mounted Ringo
That
and
was
just
what I
gone
was going to
across.
try to do. Ringo, come back.
All right. So on the next one, do you want to roll nature to get Ringo to help you?
Yeah, can I try that?
Yes.
Can I try that?
17.
Yes. Ringo helps you to get over.
Fantastic.
You're all not quite over yet because what's happening is that Nash is like kind of carrying
Wait, what am I doing?
Vaughn
You
on a
just-
rope.
wait,
You were drowning and she was pulling you up.
Yeah, but
out
then
of
she
it.
ran away with
ran
Ringo.
away. Let's see how you do now, Flint. Maybe you're fine now.
No, I'm dead. I'm sure.
Let's see.
I roll a 13, 10 plus 3.
All right, with your underwater marauder, that is enough to make it more through the water. You guys are almost all the way through. All you need now is for Nash to be able to carry carry Vaughn the rest
Oh,
of the
there we
way.
go. That's good. 24.
Oh, easily.
Let's go.
You just drag the rope with Vaughn on it across, and you make it to the end of that area somehow.
Wow.
See, it's better when you have bark.
It's better when you can carry me.
So you made it to the end of that area, but unfortunately, in the next place, all of the sound of the things that you were doing there has kind of like stirred up a large number of bats.
Oh, gosh.
And they're kind of flying around. They're scared and out of control.
Everything
Like,
is scared. Why is everything so scared?
It's a dark, dank
It's a dark,
cave.
scary cave.
I'm scared.
they're scared and out of control up in the air. So you're either going to need to potentially like use acrobatics to try to like squeeze under where they're flying, or
Oh,
nature
yes.
to calm them down, or something like that.
Acrobatics all the way, baby. I'm gonna squeeze.
You said they're bats, huh?
Yeah, they're bats.
I could
I
try
thought
to.
I thought of a mean way to fix this.
Fireball.
I could kill them all.
I was going to use ghost sound to
Oh.
like mess up their actual location.
Sure, why
You
not?
could try
Go
to
ahead.
do that. That might make them more upset depending on how it works.
Sure, but
But
it also might make them leave. Oh, is there a way I can use echolocation to lead them away?
let's roll nature for you to see
roll
if you
nature.
understand how to manipulate bats' echolocation. with ghost
17.
sound. So yeah, you start leading some of the bats away with the echolocation. It makes it a little easier. So that's not only a success, it'll lower the DC for other people
great.
if there's fewer bats in the area. And you were going to try to squeeze under. That's easier now that there's not as many bats here.
20.
Yeah, you not 20 or just
20 plus. It's a 13 plus 7.
that easily makes it.
Yes.
You squeeze yourself under. You guys are doing fine. The bats haven't even dealt any damage to you. They're just kind of flopping around in the top of this room. What do you want to do, Flint?
Flint, I'm over here.
Nash. You're Flint. You went. It's hard to remember between Nash and Flint for some reason to me.
They're so similar.
Because the wildfire leshy is not named Flint.
Yes, I think
I think that's what it is,
'cause
yeah.
Flint and Steel. That's what it is.
Yes. I got an 8 on my acrobatics.
All right. Well, you didn't like cause serious problems for everyone, but you definitely are like having some issues and Flint is having to be like, no, duck here.
Could I find like a rock or something and roll deception to make a distraction?
You can try to make a distraction for the bats.
That is a 22.
This is an outrageously successful distraction. The bats are almost completely cleared away by that. If it were only not for Nash, like having this giant glaive that's hard to like squeeze under the area where the bats are, and they keep getting stuck on the pole of the glaive. You guys almost made it through there, but thankfully, thanks to Ringo again, Ringo scares the heck out of the remaining bats. When combined with the echolocation, even though it wasn't intentional, it is synergistic, and the bats all scatter, and you're able to get through this area super quickly.
Yay.
So at this point, you can even hear the sound of the people who are running away ahead of you. You've been catching up to them by doing so well in the areas that you've been dealing with up until this point. So here you find yourself in a cavernous area with a lot of weird echoes of the sounds of their feet seem to be coming from the left, but also the right, and also ahead. You can tell that it's so twisting that you're not sure which way to go.
Flint, is that you again? With the echoes?
No, not this time.
Wait, hold on. That's not Flint. You're not Flint. You're not Flint. This is Flint.
Who's Flint?
So you're going to either need to use survival or perception or crawling caves lore to figure out which way is the correct way.
I got a 6 on survival. It's that way. I'm wrong.
You didn't actually critically fail, so
good.
that's good. You were kind of wrong, but you weren't so convinced that you messed everyone up.
I got a 15 on crawling caves lore.
All right, with your crawling caves lore, you're able to point people somewhat in the right direction. No, you know that the way that the sound echoes with some of the crystals that are known to be in the crawling caves actually changes the wavelength, and that makes it so that, in fact, what Star said is incorrect about the direction.
Aww.
I'm going along with things. Honestly, I don't know if we're going to have 10 minutes before the next thing happens, but I am going to start just focusing on my religious symbol as I follow everyone, and if 10 minutes happen to pass, try to get that focus point back.
Okay, so you're not rolling perception, survival, or lore, you're kind of...
I'm following them.
So that is accepting a critical failure by not rolling.
Oh, this is still the victory point system?
Yes.
Oh, I thought we were just exploring at this point.
Nope, we're still
okay.
chasing these people and trying to go
Gotcha.
quickly.
Okay, then I'll roll perception. 12.
All right, it neither hurt nor hindered.
Okay.
What about you, Flint?
20.
Oh, that was extremely good. Let's check. Unfortunately, Ringo, who has been the ringer here, he didn't mess you up, but he didn't like carry you through at the end of it. So we're going to need a little bit more help to figure out the way now. So does anyone want to try again with either the same roll or a different kind of check?
I'll go for my perception again, because
Okay.
I'm pretty confident. Like, hold on.
You start hearing the echoes a little differently. Go for it again.
That is a 22.
All right, you're almost there. What did you get, Flint?
13.
That neither helps nor hinders. Anybody else can help out? Crawling caves, lore, perception.
Well, I'm just gonna use.
Preference.
Yeah, I was gonna use survival.
Survival?
16.
That's enough.
Nice.
Good.
You're able to use survival now that you, for the only time in the history of the phrase "well, actually," after Nash, well, actually, knew about the way the wavelength worked. You were like, oh, okay, that's why I had it off.
Wavelength.
And you immediately got it right after that and lead people directly to the others who you've been chasing. And they got really confused in this area. It slowed them down. That allowed you to catch up. As you're heading through the area, you also notice that it looks like there's someone else who was lost in the tunnels as well, who's also chasing after these people. Although you don't manage to meet up because when you head in that direction, the cloaked figure is gone. But yeah, it's a cloaked
Was
figure.
it Chartreuse cloak?
It was not chartreuse.
Okay, I'm just
It
wondering.
was kind of like it was kind of maroon colored.
Oh yeah.
So you head
So maroon, I would swoon.
onward into the next cavern, and before you see a group of Gamayun. It's mixed Gamayun. There's a few Hardrigans, which are goat people, and one Orpak. And they seem obviously to be of ill repute. They look like poachers or animal smugglers of some kind. They have like dried animal blood over them. One of them has a whip that looks like it matches the wounds that you saw on Ringo. And Ringo looks real mad when he sees them. It looks like he is going to help in this fight.
Oh, okay, great.
How many?
And they turn towards you and say, "How did you find our secret base?"
We're here to join you.
No, we're not. No, Flint.
We're here to have a party.
Distraction.
Roll for combat.
Oh, now he does.
How many are there?
There are 6 of these smugglers.
It's a 16.
Also 16.
A mighty 7.
Mighty 7.
20.
So 20, 16, 16, 7. Let's see how Ringo does. Oh gosh, Ringo, that wasn't good, but it's better than 7. And let's look at our 6 smugglers / animal people. All right, awesome. So somehow out of 6 rolls, I could not roll double digits. So Flint, your 20 somehow is like the fastest.
Really?
Yes, I'm very surprised
But
by this.
there's 6 of them.
Yeah, but I rolled not a single roll above 7 out of all 6 of the rolls I rolled on the D20.
How far away are they?
So they are 30 feet from you. If you can move 25 feet, you can be adjacent.
Oh, I'm trying to figure out how to get away because I don't want 6 attacks. I'll die.
Flint heroically ran to the front lines.
Flint heroically pulled out the short bow. I'll tell you, that's what he's gonna do.
Okay.
Rose ran away.
That's right. I am running away. Wait, oh man, but it's.
Flint, were you kind of slinking around and hiding
Yeah.
in this final approach?
I don't know, man. This is like.
Did you use stealth or perception for initiative?
I used.
If you used stealth, then they're flat-footed to you because you went before them.
Then I used stealth.
Okay.
And I rolled a 21. I forgot. I haven't played a thief. Like,
All right.
Ever.
So this would be a sneak attack with your short bow.
Well, in that case, maybe I'll just use a short sword then. I don't know. You know what? I'll just use a short bow. And then when they get to me, I'll pull out the short sword and start killing
I mean,
people.
making them spend the actions to advance you
Yeah.
is smart.
Yeah.
So go
short
for it.
bow. Yay! Ooh, that is 19.
Okay, that easily
Whichever
that
is the
easily
closest one.
You easily hit one of the smugglers. They're like, wait, where's the boss? Boss!
9 points
They
of
start
damage.
calling out for their boss for help, but
Oh,
the boss is
great.
nowhere to be seen.
Great, there's more.
They're panicking that their boss isn't around.
Good. 9 points of damage.
All right, so the smuggler is able to take 9 points of damage, but like a horrible piercing wound and blood spurts out of the
No,
smuggler.
there's 2 more after that. So.
Okay.
Don't miss.
Ooh,
Nice.
yeah, that's a 17 plus 7 plus.
Did you count the
Flat.
-5 for the multiple attack?
I wasn't done.
Okay.
17 plus 7 plus 2 minus 5.
Okay. And I'll take the -2 to my AC, but you still hit.
I know. 7 points of more damage.
Okay, it basically it's just like gasping as all of its blood is falling out onto the ground, and it's shocking that it is still
What
conscious.
is it? Which one am I attacking? The closest one.
The closest one is a Hardrigan, one of the 2 Hardrigans. There's 3 Gamayan, 2 Hardrigan, and 1 Orpak.
So that's 18 minus 10. So 8 plus 2.
All right,
Minus,
so
whatever.
your 8 does not hit even with a -2 to AC. So this Hardrigan, she is somehow able to cling on to life, just barely. And somehow, some way, even with a +8 initiative, I thought I would beat 16 on one of the 6. But my highest is 15. So you two 16s decide.
If I go first, I can make it worth your while.
Oh, yes.
Oh, I'm tied with you. Sorry, I'll make it worth his while.
Yeah.
As I will reach out and cast magic weapon on the glaive. And then with my last action, I forget. Feint only affects, and that's only in melee, right? Mm-hmm. Okay.
You could get covered.
I could get covered. Demoralize is a trained action, right?
Demoralize is, I can't remember. I think it is.
I think it's trained. Yeah. All right. Is there any cover in the room? Like any objects?
Yeah,
of
you
note?
could move behind a
Might.
stalagmite,
Might.
and if you do that, then you would be able to take even more cover potentially later.
Okay. Yeah, I'll move like halfway up into the room behind a stalagmite. It's like 15 feet in. So I'm like 15, 20 feet away from the group.
Okay.
Cool.
So yeah, that is what you've done. What about you, Star?
Oh,
There's 6 of these, and one of them is like bleeding and barely conscious Hardrigan woman. There is
that sounds like
a Hardrigan man, an Orpak woman,
Sounds like an AoE spell.
3 Gamayun.
If I had one, I would use one. But instead, I'm going to use my last first level spell and summon the Great Protector Tree. So she's going to find a little seed in her pack and throw it on the ground, and in seconds it turns into a big, medium-sized tree. It doesn't block movement, but it can help prevent damage from attacks in the area. So I'm going to
okay.
use it to protect us.
All right, so there's a protector tree next to where you guys are standing.
And I'm going to also just use shield, just in case they get mad at me for the tree.
Okay, so that makes sense. Now it is pretty much all of their turn because they rolled within a very small amount
Where
of
was I?
initiative. What were you again?
16.
What were
I
you?
thought I was 16.
I thought she was the other 16.
No, 7.
Oh, I got you guys confused.
Oh.
I also got us confused.
I thought I got you two confused when it came to initiative. I got it right up until now, but this
I
is the
know. I've
penalty
been
of
impressed
doing it in
until
my
now.
head. But now I
Yeah.
messed it up. All right, I'll give you all a 16, so it's your turn.
Thank you. I was thinking I'd charge in, but now we've got this awesome protector tree. How does the protector tree work?
If an attack happens to something adjacent to the protector tree, it's going to take some of the damage to the tree.
Damage, yeah.
Okay. So maybe I'll ready then actually instead. So make them come up.
Where's the tree in the room?
Essentially near where we're all standing.
Right in
Oh,
her
okay.
space, and she's tiny, so she doesn't need it. Right?
Yeah, basically.
And so
Okay,
right
okay.
next to all of you.
Well, not me. I'm halfway in
Oh,
there.
right, except you. So they're kind of spooked by this magic tree, and they think it's going, like, the person with the glaive and the tree is going to
They
kill
can
them.
attack the tree too.
Demoralize is untrained, by the way.
Oh, there you go. So you could try it. Not a big penalty, not a big bonus, but,
Like retroactively try it?
I mean, no.
Okay.
But next time you can try it. So they're kind of spooked by this person with the glaive, like, and the tree. So they're going to go after the person who is not in any of this protective area, the cleric.
Sure. All 6 of them?
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Wow. All right, I'll just rip my sheet up now.
All right. So the first one rushes up and is going to attack you with a sap and rolls a natural 1.
Cool. He explodes into a bloody mess.
No. And then his follow-up attack is actually somehow worse than the natural 1.
Mark, are you really about to roll 12 attacks on me right now?
Yes.
Oh
What did I do to you?
no! Wait, what?
You moved away from the tree and the ready to action.
It's three.
I'm behind
Okay,
the
so what you should really ask is ask those two what you did to them because you moved it
Oh, you have
immediately.
damage reduction, don't
They
forget.
immediately
That's
created a giant bastion of protection that was around
You are
everyone except
made
you.
of tree.
It's true. I'm my own protection tree.
Okay, so against your AC, how does a 24 sound?
That sure is a critical hit.
My
Okay,
exposure has alchemist fire.
So I did a critical hit.
Because I have a 14 AC.
okay.
I'm unarmored.
So I hit you with a critical hit, and that is going to do. So it's doubled. That's going to do 16 minus 5, so 11.
So 11 points of damage. All right, I'm still standing.
My follow-up attack is a 9.
Cool, that misses.
Okay,
Only
next.
8 more to go.
that's right. Next is a 17.
That hits.
All right, that is gonna,
All getting on him. It's like
Because I'm not next to
I
the
know, but it's like it's like is there literally enough room?
I mean, how big is the stalagmite? Is it just like a one space
I
stalagmite?
know. I mean, there's got to be like at least.
it is taking basically 2 of the spaces that are
only
next to you,
4
so
can get to him.
6 can get to
Well,
you
diagonally.
diagonally. But
And then the other half are going to be flanking.
very, very, very crucially is that because of the spaces it's taking on you, right? Only 2 sets of them can flank. The other 2 aren't flanking.
You're not making me feel better, Mark.
So this one hits you and deals 2,
-5.
so 0.
Okay.
Boom.
Okay, and then I rolled a natural 20.
That misses.
You should use a hero point, a villain point to reroll that.
But the villain point makes him take the better
So
anyway.
the critical is 4.
But then he wastes it.
4 damage on the critical.
Total?
Yeah, I rolled minimum and then doubled it.
Yeah, so they only do like, okay.
0.
Neat.
So 0.
All right.
Okay, so next after that is going to be this one. So it is going to come in for the last remaining flank. So against your flat-footed, how does a 12 sound? Does
That
hit
hits.
you? Nice. So I'm going to deal 5 damage.
No, you don't.
All right, then my last attack there will
What is
miss.
going on?
Old Woody. Never leave home
That's
without.
why they call it that.
That's right.
The final 2 of them are going to attack you, but they can't get a flank due to the stalagmite. So that is going to be an 8,
Yes.
and then an 11.
Hits.
An 11 hits,
Oh, 11. Sorry, no.
and then a 9,
Miss.
and then finally a cock die that I have to re-roll to a natural 1.
Cool.
So yeah, I did exactly what I said. I attacked you 12 times.
And I like to imagine, especially after the first hit, Vaughn's like freaking out, but then realizes that all of them are just going bunk, bunk, bunk. I'm like, wait.
Coming off, just bouncing off that wood.
And they call it, boss, we need you. This dragon is made of wood.
You're right, I am.
There's no answer. Boss, can you hear us? And let me see who has the best perception
Come on,
here.
it's 6 seconds. The boss is sleeping. It's gonna
No,
take them a
so you
while.
hear the sounds of like a battle that's taking place in the distance in the direction they're yelling. The boss may be in combat. The boss may be in
With
combat and
Ringo?
therefore unable to get to you.
Where's Ringo?
Ringo is about to go because Ringo rolled a natural 1 on
Oh
initiative.
my god.
Good job, Ringo.
So here comes
Bad
Ringo.
job, Ringo.
What a classic.
Does Ringo have an AoE?
So Ringo, we never saw what
Ringo's
his
actually a
fling
7th
barbs
level
is.
spellcaster.
I hope so.
Yes, Ringo
Need it.
uses its fling barbs
Oh,
ability.
that's right.
So it suddenly shoots out a cone of barbs hitting you
Cone of-
and all of
What
the
did
other
I
people.
do to you, Mark?
It's just don't critically fail. It's really low damage.
Reflex?
Yes,
How's it 6, Mark?
that's a regular failure.
Well,
a regular
rolled-
fail?
rolled it
Okay.
too. It could have been
Alright.
worse.
Alright.
Could have rolled
Fair.
a
You
one.
take 5 piercing.
No, I
damage.
don't, Mark.
Okay. I told you.
Resistance.
I was rolling a d6. I felt okay doing that to you.
Okay, this fight has become far less threatening now.
All right. So
Oh,
it
it
deals
does has 0 points.
It deals 2 damage to the one that was bleeding out from Flint, and that is enough. I told you it was low, and so the little barbs from the silk-tailed beetle just like caused that one to fall down.
Go, Ringo.
That's 1.
Then 5 damage to a second one that's in this cone. Then one of them managed to not be in the area due to the positioning with the stalagmite. That one is very happy at this current moment. One of them gets a critical failure and takes 10 damage.
Oh.
Then 5 damage for the fourth one, and the last one takes 2. So it just moved into position and flung all those bars, and you didn't take any damage.
Good boy, Ringo. You should all try getting your hands on some old Woody. You can really get a lot of mileage.
It's hard to find.
All right,
Apparently.
so we're back to you, Flint.
Oh my god. Well, they're all just ganging up on. How far are they?
Well, you heard how far
15
he
feet.
moved. Some of them are only 10 feet away because they're the ones on your side of Vaughn.
Would I still be next to the tree?
You would not be next to the tree if you moved up, but you could be flanking with Vaughn against any of them. They were worried about the tree and about the
I know, but they'll
leshy
take
with
two
the giant
actions.
glaive, so they went after the
It's
dragon.
gonna take 2 actions. But do I get flanking from range or no?
You will not. And you're no longer acting before them in initiative,
I know,
so
I know.
they're not
You
flanking.
could flank with me. One of them.
All right.
You could move up, attack once, and then move back to the protection of the tree.
No, I
That's
can't
true.
because I don't have the bow. I don't have the short sword out.
Oh,
you
right.
can
The bow
attack
out.
with the bow
That's
before,
correct.
never mind.
So I can drop the bow, pull out the short sword,
Kidney shot. Just
move up,
Bam.
and kill one.
Oh yeah, there's one that's pretty low because it
Kill it.
technically fell.
Just don't miss.
All
I'm
right,
not,
kill it.
I'm not rolling. Is it dead?
Well, you have to roll your attack roll.
No.
What if we just
Well,
put
in
the
that
dice
case,
down on its
I'll let you choose to take a critical failure instead.
I rolled a 14
with flanking?
with flanking.
Well, I take a penalty, so you hit with the flanking.
Let's go.
That's right.
Thanks. Vaughn kind of distracts it from the other side, and you hit.
Ooh, that's good damage. That is, what is that? I'm trying to do math. 11.
That drops that smuggler, and
Yeah.
that is the trigger of your next reaction.
You're next.
All right, roll your free intimidation check.
Wow, this is an angry bird.
I'm pointing to you. You're next, Vanessa.
Demoralize your ally.
Never go. That's your friend.
Oh, that's right. It's intimidation, right?
Yes.
14.
All right. These guys are pretty freaked out, especially since their boss isn't coming, and that is enough
Wow.
to intimidate the one. That was a reaction. So
Yeah.
you drew your weapon, you moved, and you attacked. That is your
I'm
turn.
done. And I don't know
All
which
right.
one I did. It's whichever one looks the most wanted.
So at this point, you guys have killed the Hardrigan woman. You have killed the
Killed. Oh my god.
yeah.
For murderers?
You used lethal
Yeah.
damage.
Wow.
You've killed the non-binary
Big
Gamayun opponent, and you have now demoralized the Orpak. So it's your turn.
Who's you?
It is your turn, Vaughn.
Okay.
There we go.
I'm not gonna say Flint. I promise.
Vaughn is gonna spend one action, kind of like just be like, excuse me, pardon me, excuse me, dear, and like line this up perfectly so I can get as many in a 15-foot cone as possible without hitting Flint.
Okay.
Can I get all of them?
So you can easily get all of them by just going on the exact opposite side of the cone from where Ringo is.
Perfect.
And then coning back out.
And then we're gonna go ahead and cone as Vaughn starts singing a haunting hymn.
All right.
They all need to make me fortitude
Hear
save.
the hymn.
All right. So you would have been in deep trouble if they had attack of opportunities, but they do not.
With how low their stats were, I was no longer scared.
Okay.
I've also learned they can't really hurt me unless they crit or roll a 6.
If they have a flank, they might be able to.
Oh, they have sneak attack. Okay.
Yes. They were definitely going for vital spots with their saps, although it is non-lethal damage.
So wait, then even the ones that hit me while they were flanking didn't hit me.
Only 2 of them were actually flanking because the one moved, the other one moved to flank. The one moved, the other one moved to flank. That's why the one that crit for so much.
Oh, there was precision on that.
It was a
Gotcha.
flanking crit, and then that's why it was so much higher than everything else.
Gotcha.
I have a question about the saps. Is it maple?
It's probably actually pine sap.
I actually have
Ooh.
a question about sap. What color is the sap that's coming out of the dragon tree over here?
Chartreuse. Okay, so yeah, I will roll my reflex.
Give me
will
4 fortitude.
Fort save.
Fortitude.
Forts. Actually, that's their worst save.
Let's
so
go.
let's see
DC
how they're gonna
17.
do. Oh gosh. So one of them got a natural 18, so they make
Okay.
it. That was actually the one that was scared. Ooh. Okay, so the bad news for you is that more of them than you would expect made their save.
Okay.
The good news is that 2 of them also critically failed.
Let's go. So
So
the
I have
ones
2
who
critical failures, 1 failure, and 2 successes.
weren't there only 4 left alive?
You're right. I rolled for one that was dead. Why did I do that?
Definitely.
The dead one definitely. I'll roll to see which one that was.
That one definitely succeeded.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say that was one of the successes because I rolled
Awesome.
high for you.
Sweet. Then yeah, the successes take 2, the fails take 4, and the crit fails take 8.
Nice.
And they're deafened.
And they're deafened. Good. Now you can't do that to them next round. All right, you had to move and
Yep,
do the
so that's my
hunting
turn.
him. So I'm going to correct my error in future rounds and put you at your actual initiative. So Nash, it's your turn.
All right, slash attack.
Okay.
I've got a magic weapon now, thanks
Yeah,
to
you have to move out of the tree's protective range to do this.
Yeah, I mean, it would be nice to sit next to the tree, but I've got a magic weapon.
Look, these
so.
bumbling smugglers may have messed up their entire advantage by attacking someone with 5 resistance, but the one thing they did do is make you waste your protector tree.
Well, unless the boss shows up, and then we can all just hoard around it.
The tree of woe.
All right, that's only going to be a 13.
All right.
So.
So a 13 against their flat-footed on the frightened Orpak hits.
Let's go.
Okay, here we go.
Thanks to the "You're Next" from Flint.
Yeah.
that person really was next. Like, not because Flint was going to drop them, but because Flint knew the Leshy was coming.
Leshy.
All right. Well, thanks to the
The Orpok enemy is
that's
like
gonna be
nervous.
9.
That Orpok enemy is nervously snacking and is not yet high enough level to regain hit points from that. Doesn't have that ancestry feat. So 9 damage. When you add that in with they made their save, failed their other save. They're barely still up, but you have an action left.
Another attack. All right. No, that's a 10.
And Nash continuing to be a dynamo on the first attack and never see that forceful damage at all.
Yeah.
Has missed again with the glaive. All right, so at this point, it is those 4 smugglers, and it's gone down from a kind of a 6 to 4 fight.
It's the Star go?
Star is supposed to be at 7, but I accidentally gave her a
Oh,
free
that's
turn
what you said
last
earlier.
time.
Oh, okay.
And
Gotcha.
I decided not to take these back season. Actually, maybe it would have been better to let her go later after she saw that all the surrounded you, but
Hey.
it's fine. The 4 remaining ones have decided that they're no longer going to attack the thing that, even though that first hit was really good, you seem to be invincible.
My music's just too appealing. They want to keep me alive.
They think you have some ability that after you get crit, you become invincible. Because that's what happened.
I mean, that's about how it is.
That seems to be what happened. So they don't understand what you have going on. They just know that all their attacks did literally nothing. So they are going to try to take down Flint because that Leshy with the reach weapon.
That's Flint over there.
No,
Let every
That's Flint.
that Leshy with the reach weapon looks threatening. You don't know if that Leshy is going to attack
You're still
them
wounded,
coming
aren't you?
in. Whereas
Oh, yeah, I'm
Flint
dead.
Flint is right next to one of them.
All right.
It's in fact is right next to the one that is almost dead.
Need to
And
hear
it's
a
right.
point twitch.
So Flint, does a 19
No.
hit you?
Yes.
All right. So you take 1 damage.
Okay.
All right.
Still alive.
So Flint, does a 16 hit you?
No.
Then I miss.
That's right.
And let's see. I'm not going to be able to hit with this last one, so I'm going to actually step so that my not threatened by the Leshy space is available for flanking with one of my friends. And conveniently enough, due to my terrible rolls, they all go right after me. So the next one's going to come in and flank Flint. Does a 13 hit your flat-footed?
No.
All right. How about an 8?
No.
All right. Oh no! Well, you're not a swashbuckler,
If
thankfully
only.
for me, because that would have been embarrassing. All right,
Would have been funny.
the next one is going to move in, and it's also taking a spot that the Leshy can't attack, leaving its 4th one to have to go into the Leshy's reach range to attack Flint. So,
I gotta hear a point from Vanessa.
oh,
Wow. Well, look
so
at that.
Flint does a 22 hit you.
Yes.
All right, you take 1 damage.
Woo.
They keep bludgeoning you with their sap. Does an 8 hit you?
Critical miss.
All right. Right, you've said that before. And so
say it again.
the last one moves to the flank, which you get an attack of opportunity.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, I would love to see this grid battle map you have in your brain, Mark.
All right. 20.
That easily, is it a nat 20 or just?
No,
It's
modified
just,
20.
That's
it's
still
just
hits.
chicken scratch. It doesn't mean anything.
Oh no.
What
Picture
is
in my
that?
head.
It's a 7.
It's a 7?
Wow.
I
That's
rolled a 1
terrible.
and a 2 on the die.
Okay, but that is the one that critically failed against the hunting him. So that's 8 plus 7 is 15. It took 5 from the spike-tailed beetle, which is exactly their hit points.
There we go.
All right, cool.
All right. So there's now only 3 left, and they're looking even more uneasy about their odds in this situation, especially since the sprite and the beetle are about to go. Ringo is technically at 8, but he'll delay for you. You're his friend.
Aw.
Ladies first.
Oh, sweet. I am going to try and finish some of these jerks off with an electric arc.
Okay.
So whatever the 2 weakest looking ones are.
Yes, that would be the one that critically failed against the haunting him and succeeded against against Flint, and that would be the one that failed against the haunting him and Flint.
For an
not
amazingly
Flint.
high
Bingo.
5 points of damage,
Okay.
reflex saves.
I will roll 2 reflex saves.
2 reflex
Did
saves.
you just call Ringo Flint
I
too?
called Ringo Flint. I've only never called Vaughn Flint, and that's Star. I think I've called all male characters Flint at some point during this time. So the two Flints,
Everyone is Flint.
the two Flints both make their reflex save.
Okay, well then
Yes.
they take 2 damage.
All right, they
Two
both they
damage.
each take 2 electric damage. What about your third action?
I would like to cast it again as a single action spell.
Okay, so
Not a legal thing.
in order to do that, you're going to need to spend 3 hero points to temporarily gain the quicken spell.
Oh my gosh, I only have 2. This
Oh,
is
so you
terrible.
can't. Sorry.
Okay.
I can give you one.
I still have $20.
20 bucks. Yeah, gee, I'm not sure. I think you know what, I'm gonna try to intimidate one.
Oh yeah, you could. You could.
So I'm
We
not
know you
trained
can do it
yet.
untrained.
Yeah, but I'm gonna shout at whatever one's close and be like, hey, you, you're bad at, you have bad aesthetics.
Ooh,
Oh,
that stings.
It was about as bad as that actual insult was, with a total of a 10.
Okay. Despite these smugglers are pretty freaked out at this point, but that's still not enough.
They're just wondering what the heck I'm talking about. Like, aesthetics? We're smugglers. We don't.
Yeah, they're not really sure what's going on here. Oh.
definitely did not buy the thigh-high boots. I don't know what you're talking
I forgot something that's in all of your favor during the enemy's turn, so I will now tell you about it. It's in your favor. It happened at the end of their turn.
Okay.
So Flint actually used poisonous barbs, so you took no damage, so you were not exposed to the poison.
are you talking about Ringo?
And I mean Ringo Flint.
Oh my word.
That's correct. So,
I'm just trying to believe you now. Like, I didn't even question it.
you know exactly what I was talking about. So,
The name has lost all meaning at this point.
so Flint used poisonous barbs because it's Ringo Flint.
I think Mark failed his will save. I was so confused. I don't even pay attention when he says Flint anymore.
Okay,
Because it's never me.
okay, Ringo.
That's right.
So one of them
What's
takes.
your character's name anyway? I can't remember.
My character's name? It's Flint.
Oh yeah, that's right. 'cause
That doesn't
it's
sound
wrong.
right.
Never mind. Okay, don't tell me. Whatever.
So one of them took 5 poison damage and one of them took 2 poison damage. That's not enough to
That's
drop
you're
them,
never
but
gonna-
that did happen.
I'm never go. That's right. I'm never.
You're never go. So now Ringo is going to Ringo, I guess.
Those at home, if you're confused, that is
Okay.
It is-
okay. You're also confused.
Ringo is the Flint that's actually the Beetle.
I don't even know what's going on.
We're playing Pathfinder. That's all that.
I don't know.
So the
This is yeah.
The 3 enemies are in a cone. Because we killed the one that was off on the other side and they kept trying to avoid the Leshy, they are in a cone that ends in a spot that will not hit you, actual Flint.
Oh,
Oh.
yay.
Well, the real one.
Is it gonna hit me?
Stand up.
No.
Okay, cool.
So one of them nat ones and gets a critical failure and the other 2 both succeed.
Oh.
So the one that got a critical failure takes 8 damage and is dead, and the other 2 take 2 damage. And it looks like if they're damaged by the attack at all, they're exposed to the venom again. So even though they made their save, the one that managed to avoid the poison last time does get poisoned. So that is the end for our good friend Ringo. The Flint Beetle is Ringo. So yes, so we're back to the beginning of the round, and that is going to start with, surprisingly enough, the real Flint.
The real Flint. All right, I'm killing. Time for killing.
All right.
Who's
Well,
near
there's
me?
only 2 of them left.
Okay.
They're pretty
Can I
beat
get
up
to
by
them?
like a
Can I flank?
variety
What can
of
I do?
weird. They're pretty beat up by a variety of weird attacks.
All right,
There's
well.
one of them that you can flank with Ringo.
All right.
You know, the Flint that is a beetle. And
Yeah.
there's the other one that you can flank with Nash, the Flint that's a Leshy.
Whatever one's closer.
Okay.
I'm gonna just kill it. Here we go.
Stand.
Okay.
Go. Step. Natural 20.
Oh!
It has like 3 hit points left.
Go Flint Flint.
Oh my.
Almost max damage.
Yeah.
Look
How
at
much
that.
was it?
Almost max damage. What is that? That is 30 points of damage.
Holy crap, that would have killed it in one hit. That was the one that did best on all of the saves so far and only just barely got poisoned, but it's just dead.
It's just dead.
You're stabbing it, right? You stab it in the heart.
Oh well.
I'm too late.
Or I suppose, hold on, let me see which one. That's the Gabayan woman, so you stab her in the heart. She dies instantly. She doesn't even feel it. She's dead by the time it goes in.
That's right, I recognized her. And I got my last revenge.
You have one action remaining. Oh wait, you can say you're next.
You're next.
Oh!
That was one action.
Yeah. Oh wait, you're
I
right.
have 2 actions left.
You're right. You have
Now,
2 left.
I get to demoralize. Natural 20.
Oh, that one just drops. That one just drops his weapons and surrenders.
Dies
to
of
you
fright.
from
Really?
that. Yes.
So
I give up. Don't kill me next. Don't kill me
Oh,
next.
now you
can
have a
I
choice
coup
to
de
make.
grace?
No, because it doesn't exist. But you could just attack. You can attack.
And I get an instant crit.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Because I say I do.
But it is frightened too, so its AC is absolutely garbage. So you might
Well,
crit.
I only get a 9.
Okay, so surprisingly, even though you were attacking something with incredibly low AC, you did manage
Oh,
to
actually, I
miss.
got a 10. 10, sorry.
You did manage to miss with the 10.
All right.
And that,
I go again.
no, you had to move to get to that one.
You didn't say that.
Oh wait, no, of course you didn't have to move to
You
get to that
said I
one.
didn't have
You're
to move.
fine.
That's right.
You're fine.
Oh, that's actually not bad.
As long as you're okay, yeah.
14 plus 7 minus 8. So 15. And they're flat-footed.
Yeah, that hits on the 3rd attack.
That's right.
That's pretty
Oh,
impressive.
look at that damage. 15 points of damage.
Another kill. You killed
Another
you
kill.
killed the surrendered
You're next. Is there anyone next?
your allies.
Oh, well.
You don't have any reactions.
And I don't have any
You
reactions.
don't have reactions
Yeah,
to
you
tell,
can't- you're
so you
next.
can't actually tell Vanessa she's next.
They're all dead.
All right, you won the fight. You still hear the sounds of a fight in the distance, Nash, but it seems to be winding down as well.
We should get moving fast if we're going to clear this up, because that fancy weapon's not going to last forever.
Yeah, let's go.
Let's go.
Charge.
Onward!
All right, so it is actually your turn.
Okay.
Covered
So
with blood.
we're sort of
Because
staying in initiative.
yeah, we're staying this initiative, so it is your turn because of the fact that Linda waited for you to get the magic weapon.
I am going to delay until after Linda's turn.
Linda.
Charge.
All right. So with your ability to move and then sudden charge, how much can you go?
Let's see. My speed
Is it 25?
Probably, unless I have some
Yeah.
other weird thing
So
going
it's
on.
25. So if you go 75, that's enough. It's actually 70 feet away.
Oh my goodness.
So you can, with your reach, you easily make it moving 75. And yeah, so there's a cloaked figure, and this cloaked figure maybe actually is a swashbuckler, even though we've been making all of these jokes about who's a swashbuckler. The cloaked figure is fighting off against like a huge Hardrigan woman who is dressed like the other smugglers and seems to be the boss. And the cloaked figure is definitely winning, but the Hardrigan woman is still active and is bellowing out in anger and fighting back against this very nimble cloaked figure who seems to be a Gamayan.
What's the tree doing?
The tree is still there. It will protect anyone who stands next to it. So what? And you did a sudden charge. So who are you going to attack? The cloaked figure
I'm
or
gonna
the
attack the
smuggler?
one. I'm gonna attack the
person?
smuggler.
Okay. I mean, you have a choice.
Yeah, I know, but we're fighting the smugglers here.
Okay. You want to charge sudden charge into the flank?
Yes.
You have some extras.
If I can do
movement
that, I would
because-
definitely like.
Because of your reach, you have some extra movement there.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, there we go. 27 to hit.
Well, as always, your first attack is
Yeah.
great. So a 27 against flat-footed, and this one's also frightened one
should be
because
good.
of its duel against the other person.
30.
Critical hit.
Let's go.
And I rolled well. And I rolled well this time, so that would have been a 16 if it wasn't a critical hit.
So it's a 32 plus a D8.
plus a D8.
Oh no.
33.
Oh,
Okay,
You beat me.
33.
I only could with the magic weapon though.
So this enemy,
Makes the dream work.
this enemy Hardrigan boss of the smuggling operation actually had 100 hit points in total at the beginning of the fight. It was down to 20.
Oh my god.
You massacred her. And the cloaked figure kind of nods to you and says, like in a feminine Gamayan voice, "Oh, very well done. I certainly didn't expect that.
Well, thank you. Looks like you pretty much had this fight handled, but I'm glad to help.
I've been keeping my eye out for this horrible, abusive animal smuggling ring for a while, but we didn't know where their base was. And I was looking around in the cavern when I heard people moving around in the area where we thought their base might be, so I figured I would just kind of follow from a distance. And sure enough, you led us right to their base. I'm not really sure why, but it sure was convenient.
Well, we were trying to throw an anti-party because there was a giant brawl, and then we got a treasure map that told us where the party was, but it was actually the smugglers.
Vaughn would be coming in like
Yeah,
like
you
a
guys
few
are all
seconds
coming
after.
in
Okay.
right after this, so you can talk to the cloaked figure.
So are you the one hosting the party?
You know what? If you want a party, I think that can be arranged. You all seem like really competent adventurers, especially you with that attack there, but how did you survive against 6 smugglers?
I just hold up a hand of my wooden arm.
Luck.
Wow, you're all very strong, she says. My brother is trying to gather a bunch of adventurers to go on a really, really important quest for the city. Do you think...
Does the quest hurt?
I mean, it's a treasure map.
Are they going to throw it at us?
No, they're
I've had
gonna-
a bad experience.
He's going to
Yeah,
give you the
that's
map,
painful.
and then you'll need to find like maybe another part of the map, and then together you can find the final treasure.
Does this cloaked person resemble the princess?
Roll a perception check.
That's a very specific question.
I wonder
I
why.
didn't even know there was a princess.
There is a princess. 12.
Okay, you can't tell whether she does or not.
I bet it's the princess.
If-
Can I
if-
roll to see if there's a princess?
Yes. Roll to see if there's a princess.
I don't even know what I'm doing anymore.
If we agree to
Roll
help...
perception to see if you can even make her out in the cloak, and then after that, I'll roll a recall knowledge for you if anybody
Okay,
can.
let's see. I got a 16 on my notice if it's a
Okay.
princess.
So your perception was high enough to see her, and she's very well known. So it's obviously Princess Atriella. She is a princess who likes to go off and adventure. Sometimes gets way over her head, even though she's actually probably one of the best one-on-one duelists in the city. But you know, if she just goes in and gets attacked by 6 smugglers and their boss at the same time. So, yeah, she's popular, even though she sometimes bites off more than she can chew. She's very heroic. She styles herself in the same kind of fit as the town's legendary founder, Poppy von Barnacle, who was a kind of a swashbuckling, flamboyant pirate, and so is Princess Atriella. So, in fact, somehow the metagaming Flintness of Flint allowed him to recognize that this must be the princess.
She's pretty famous.
I have a question though. You said she bites off more than she can chew. Do Kamayans actually chew?
No, so it's really impressive.
Oh.
Okay, yeah.
So if we agree to help out and find this treasure or whatever, are we allowed to celebrate with a party?
Yes, I think that they will hold a party the likes of which has never been seen.
Will we be on a pirate ship?
I mean, maybe.
Can we
Because-
throw parties on the ship?
So the thing is, this is supposedly the map of our founder, Poppy von Barnacle.
What?
And her pirate ship was never found.
I mean,
So it might lead to her pirate ship. We don't know. We don't know where it leads.
But there's parties. There's guaranteed parties.
Oh, there's definitely going to be a party.
I mean,
this is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life, Your Majesty. I'm in.
Really?
Your Majesty?
Well, I'm actually, I'm your highness, because I'm a princess.
Oh,
You're a princess?
Yes. I'm not your majesty. Your majesty is my dad and my mom. They're your majesty.
So I don't
Oh,
know
the title thing is hard.
I was trying to hide it in a cloak so nobody would know, but I guess you saw me when you came in and cut the head off of that Hardrigan.
I'm confused. Wonder what circumstances do you use your eminence?
Oh, well, that is an interesting situation. The problem is that there aren't a lot of nobility in the Indigo Islands. In fact, I was reading our history at the Indigo Isles Historical Society to try to figure out why we have a constitutional monarchy when no one else in the Isles has a similar government. And I
That's
don't
very
think that
weird.
anyone uses your eminence, your grace, or your
Okay.
excellency.
Hold on, I'm
here.
gonna write something
They may
down.
be mainland titles
Don't
only.
ask Mark a silly question. Okay, go on.
They may be mainland titles only, actually. It may be a holdover from the fact that Poppy actually came from the mainland, and she may have brought some additional titles during the Rumplank Renaissance.
Yeah.
That's when my great
Is she still talking?
great grandmother was established as the very first.
Do you want to go back to the bar?
She really wants to talk
I
about
wrote
it.
half
She's
of this,
been
so
waiting
keep
for
talking.
Oh my gosh, I get to explain this? This is so amazing. In this essay, I will.
Could it possibly be a treasure hunt? A treasure quest?
It's kind of a search for a missing map.
A missing map, you say?
Because we don't know where the other
search
half is.
For a missing map?
Yes,
Could it start a adventure down a path?
yes.
Could there be
Could
a
it start
jewel
a
yet?
adventure path?
We don't
for
know. It
A
could be.
jewel of the Indigo Isles,
There could be
perhaps?
a jewel, there could be a ship. We don't know what there's going to be. The only thing that we do know is that if you want to find out what happens next, then you should check out the Jewel of the Indigo Isles adventure from Roll for Combat,
Yay!
which I will tell everyone
It's amazing.
with no spoilers. It starts out with the royal family just calling you into the castle to ask you to find the map. So everything you've seen here kind of leads into that. And these are the iconics who were in the adventure.
That actually was very
The
good.
adventure,
That was fun,
the
yeah.
adventure
I did not
actually
know that.
never explains exactly why, because it lets you decide why you're.
Sure, yeah.
Correct.
Each person decides why their PC was cool enough to get picked for this, and that's kind of like the icebreaker question. But in our canon of it, it was because the princess was very impressed by you taking out the smuggling ring.
It wasn't for my
Very
many
cool.
successful art installations. Then.
Yeah, but that's what it could have been
It
if we
could have
just
been.
started doing
Oh,
a
I
roll
see.
for combat version of the AP without playing this prequel adventure.
My
Then it could-
creative-
that's probably what you would have said when I asked you
Creating
at the
magic
table.
items that inspire wonder and awe.
They would have been so shocked that you can create magic items at first level, which she absolutely can.
I
Because of her heritage that's in
Yeah.
the character guide.
I'm very-
They would have assumed you were a higher level adventurer because everyone else who has that feat is at least level 2
At least.
or 3 if they're not a rogue.
I'm probably level 3 in.
Yeah, so why they would want a level 3 sorcerer for sure. They'd be, oh, she's
Absolutely.
created like 20 magic items
Yeah,
by
she
this
keeps
point. This is
making
obviously a high level adventurer. Let's get her.
He's
So
an artiste.
this is the adventure, and I will tell everyone that Old Woody is like an ongoing campaign thing from
Yes.
Steven's campaign.
Correct.
And I did not tell him at all that I had
I
finished
knew
converting
nothing
it.
about this.
Nice.
He told me that we were doing it for the Kickstarter overall, and I told him I had deprioritized it, but I
Vanessa has
actually
seen Old Woody in action before.
I actually converted it and in secret and did not send him that
Nope.
file for layout.
So is it
just
sort of
so
a-
that he wouldn't know that it was here for the adventure.
Is it vaguely like a wild magic surge kind of table?
Yeah,
Yes.
it's a D100 table, and
100.
Old
there are
Woody
there are
has been
30
around a
there are
long
33
time.
different effects that it can have, and 0 is roll twice and take them
Nice.
both. So the effects that we rolled, you got the effect that was I would if I could. I didn't come up with these names surprisingly enough. It was actually
McDonald.
Jason McDonald
Yeah.
from Steven's group, and you wound up with like it was like drunken knowledge or something like that. And let's see, you had colorful concoction,
Colorful concoction, yeah.
and Steven got
Like you're my best friend or something.
yeah, it was something like you're my best friend.
Betty's or something.
I can't remember the exact.
So Old Woody has been around in our whole
Forgotten Friend.
Forgotten Friend, our homebrew campaign for years and years, and we keep adding to it. It actually started from Marian Fluid from Iron Gods, and then we converted it and adjusted it, and it's continuously grown and expanded over the years to the point that we have Old Woody, Mold Woody, Gold Woody,
Nah.
Soul Woody.
Soul Woody. That's a specialty of the house. Let me tell you, that is a special one.
I'm gonna
There's a whole
say
bunch.
that Ringo the Rescue Silk-tailed Beetle eventually decided to stay with Star.
Nice.
Oh, yeah.
So
That's right. You can ride them.
So
Absolutely. If
Yeah.
we're doing free archetype, I'm choosing Beastmaster next level.
Yeah, you could definitely use them as a mount. They're
yeah,
actually
you
very
actually
powerful.
can. They actually don't have a fly speed at all, according to this. So they are a completely reasonable mount that does not lose any speed for you riding them. So if we ever do a roll for combat version of this AP and Vanessa is playing Star, I think I'll just have to give her like a free Beetle, free Beetle Ringo. Just to start off.
Free Beetle Ringo.
Yes.
Free Beetle.
Yeah.
And it was named by chat. Which of the chats though? Was it the roll for combat chat or the
No,
Paizo chat?
It's the Paizo chat.
Paizo chat is like skipping. I see.
Yeah, the Paizo chat was pretty strong. But yes,
Okay.
so everything you saw was in the world of Battle Zoo. All
That's
the
right.
ancestries, all the beasts.
The monsters are in Battle Zoo Bestiary.
Yeah.
The ancestries are the ones that are common in the Indigo Isles region. There's feats for like eating snacks as an Orpok to heal yourself up. A Chochori can once per day potentially, or at least at a lower frequency, like put up bursts based on which Chora they have. And Pharaohs are the ones that are like kind of courageous, but also like a little irritable, and they are considered associated with the fire element. So.
And the dragon is out now.
Yeah, you can get the dragon out now. It's Battle Zoo Ancestry Dragons. All of it's on battlezoo.com. There's even a free dungeon ancestry. It says 1 cent. It will not charge you the 1 cent.
Oh, I should have been a dungeon.
So you can play as the dungeon. It's an April Fool's product, but it's part of the joke is it's very serious in that it's not that
The
serious.
joke is that it's not a joke.
It's balanced and reasonable for your game,
Totally
and
playable.
it has everything you need, and it's not even really disruptive, assuming that the GM buys into the idea that there's this additional dungeon that you can that the whole party can explore and gain
Yes.
rewards from.
And we've been working hard on the Jeweled Indigo Isle Adventure Path, which last part was written by Linda.
That's right.
And it is, how hard was that last adventure to write?
It was definitely the most challenging thing I've ever written.
There you
Oh,
go.
wow.
It's insane. It
It
starts
is-
off very fun, normal adventure, and it starts to get crazier and crazier to the point that I almost gave Linda a nervous breakdown. So that is how crazy it gets at the end.
It just kept growing. It's one of those things that just kept growing and growing and growing in scope and getting bigger and bigger. But in the end, I'm really proud of how it's turned out. So
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to folks seeing.
And it should be coming out. We're in final layout and we're in final testing. So
Yeah.
within about 6 weeks, I'd say it's going to
And
be out.
Linda's
Just waiting for
adventure
maps.
is 2,000 times as many words as the thing I just read. Although, to be fair,
Wait, how big is your? Okay,
Linda's adventure
everyone
is
see-
80,000 words, and my adventure is 40 words.
His adventure was 40 words. That's right.
I needed to make sure I
Mark
got
wrote a 40-word
I
adventure.
needed to make sure I got the names right of like Molo.
Mark kept telling me, I need more time. I gotta write this adventure. I need time. I need to write a word a day. It took 40 days.
Steven, do you feel like I didn't give you enough adventure for the amount of time you gave me?
That was a very good adventure, actually. It was
a lot of
very
fun.
fun. It was very fun.
Did you have a question?
Oh, I was going to ask on the release date.
Oh,
Can you answer
perfect.
it before?
Yeah, the release date. It took a long time because it's gargantuan. The first.
It's like 3 times as long as you thought it would be when you
It's
first put out
almost,
the
it'll be
contract.
somewhere between 400 to 500 pages, and it's only level 1 through 11.
And hold on though, because the 400 to 500 pages is not all of the pages that you bought when you bought what seemed to be a shorter adventure, because it comes with a character
That's just the
guide
adventure.
for the same price. There's also a second book that it kind of split off into
That'll
like
be
an,
like 100
like an ooze
pages.
that had too many hit points and then broke off, and it has all the new ancestries and the dragons as monsters and all.
There's a lot
sorts
in
of
it
things.
though. It's double. It's at least double the size of a standard Paizo adventure. Because we put a lot of sidebars, we put a lot of explanations. We put in this new thing called "What if the characters lose?" like all over the place, because you can lose and you want to like stay on the path without destroying it. So we actually have had to handle that. So we have a lot of additional information you haven't seen in
Right.
Adventure Path.
Also, another thing we did that added some words, not a huge amount, but the backgrounds, the campaign backgrounds, which each of the iconics had, like Linda's character had the Poppy fanatic, where you think Poppy is just the best person who ever lived, which is why when she heard that, she said, "This is the best thing I've ever heard in my entire life." But each of those backgrounds has like moments in the adventure where it's called out at the end of an area. It's like, oh, well, if you have someone with this background, there's sort of an ongoing story or other elements where they can sort of fulfill the dream or ideas that they had from the background if you pick the campaign background. No, you don't have to. You can still be like, well, no, I'm going to be the one that gives battle medicine.
But the backgrounds are tied into the adventure, and then once you get to the end, each background will have its own rewards tied to those backgrounds.
And it's all story rewards. It's not like you get 1,000 gold pieces for playing Poppy Fanatic, but they're story rewards. It's part of your kind of epilogue and your journey as a character. So those kind of things are the reason why it's twice as long as a 3-part adventure would be for Paizo, roughly, because it has extra content to sort of enrich the adventure. It doesn't have twice as many encounters. It's about the same number.
No, it's the exact same, quote, size as a regular adventure. It won't take any longer, but we just put in, because I don't have a word count limit, which I found that is a big mistake.
You're going to find out even more.
The hard way.
Steven, you're going to find out even more when Linda invoices you after her adventure.
Yeah, thank you. But, so there's also like 3 times more art. We have art for just about every single NPC, almost every monster, even the newer ones. I got new art, so we're not even using battles through art, not all the time, because it was actually getting too much.
I was very surprised.
We actually literally have too much art. Like, you literally have too much art. There's not enough pages for the art. Like, eventually you run out of pages, so you literally have 100 pages, and if you have 120 pieces of art, you literally can't put them on. You lose 20 pieces of art. And then the maps are like, oof, they are spectacular. These are the nicest maps.
Steven, you always want to go the most deluxe and just make the best products for people. Like, when any other company is like, oh, there's a festival and we're going to introduce 20 NPCs that are like doing things, you might get like 2 of them with art. With Steven, all of them have art. If they're named, then there's a piece of art.
Pretty much,
and it's just like,
because I use VTTs, and I hate.
And you want to have the pawn.
I hate it when I get the pawns and it just says the name of them. So I'm like, every single NPC, because I play online, will have their picture. So you have every single NPC. They'll have like information. It's almost done. I mean, the adventure is mostly done. It's been going through some play testing. It's laid out. I'm just waiting for a couple more pieces of art and then maps.
And it's
nice.
I think that they converted part 2 to 5e
and
like
part
yesterday.
2 was, and we're converting it to 5e, and we're using the same person who's converting Abomination Vault.
That's David and Ross, by the way.
yeah.
So let's give props to the
David
freelancer. Where
Ross.
props are
He
due.
did both, so he knows what he's doing. And we have our own team that know what they're doing.
Oh yeah, they definitely
They
do.
definitely
They're
do.
helping out because David Ross will be like, okay, so the encounter works a little differently in 5e. They need to be different levels, and then our team who did all of the Battle Zoo bestiary into 5e. David will like assign some of the monsters to them, and he'll take the story relevant monsters that he needs to do and do those. So it works out really well.
So yeah, and the 5e version will come in just about the same time because we're doing the conversion
So
simultaneously.
this is all going to be out soon, but just
soon.
anyone who's watching this right now, please tomorrow watch on the Roll for Combat channel, even if that's not where you are right now, at 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Pacific, that's 4 p.m. Eastern.
Yep.
We actually have 2 panels before that, but I'm mostly going to be pitching the third one because we're going to make our huge announcements of what's next after this. And as you've seen from what we just said, Steven always goes big, and he's gone bigger.
It's bigger.
It's bigger. It's as big as people think it is.
Everyone on
It's
this
bigger.
table knows what it is.
He knows what it is.
I
You
do.
know what it
I'm
is.
special.
It is big.
It's ridiculously huge, and it's a part of the reason why Steven hired me from Paizo is to make sure that this next one is going to be done right.
Yep. And we'll talk about it in detail tomorrow, and then the cat will be out of the bag.
Yeah.
And then we can go into all the details. And there's actually a couple things we're announcing tomorrow. We've been talking about the big one, but there's a lot of little small things too.
We're announcing like the next 3 products we're
Yeah.
doing essentially, right?
It's sort
One of which we've already said is going to
3
be
products and like 27 parts.
yeah, sure. But it's 3 general ideas. One of which is the next Battle Do Best series, which we
Yeah.
said we're going to do. Strange
Strange and unusual.
Strange and Unusual.
That one's public. Yeah.
That one's public, but,
But
we'll
then
tell a little bit
there's
more.
more.
But
There's
we didn't
more.
tell what it's in the book. We only said there's the monsters, but we'll.
You already have some of the art for those monsters,
Yeah,
right?
we have the art.
That's awesome.
I'm going to show the art tomorrow, and then we'll find out more about the other products. And then before that, at 11 a.m., it's me, Nonat, Mark, and Vanessa.
Yes.
We'll talk about online gaming and online.
And we're talking about
Content
streaming and
streaming
creating
online.
content.
Sorry.
Some of the content
gaming.
you're making is gaming because
Yeah, I'll
you're
talk
doing
about
actual
gaming.
plays.
Yeah.
Yeah, and you'll talk about what you do. We'll each talk about like what
Yeah.
we do online.
There's going to be a lot, like a live Q&A for that as well, right?
Yeah.
Yes,
Sweet.
live Q&A.
Yes, it's both info and we're taking questions. So if you are interested in doing
Mm-hmm.
an actual play or a YouTube show or a Twitch show like No Net Show or No Direction
Yes.
or Roll for Combat or
Yeah, if you
Arcade
have
Mark. Ask us.
Between the
We've done
4
it.
of us, we have literally no direction. Roll for combat, no nat, and
Yes.
Mark is the hybrid of all of them, and
Yes.
we can tell you how you do
So
it.
we've got that. And then the very next hour after that is going to be like how to make a winning monster
Yeah,
for RPG
for
Superstar.
RPG Superstar, and just how to build monsters in general.
Yep.
Because if you want to rate for Paizo, but it's pretty common. They start you with monsters.
If possible, it's hard to do it now because of how the assignments go,
Oh, okay.
but it is a
how I
desired trait,
started.
but there's not always a monster book available.
And that's how I started. And monsters are one of those really hard to master things. And we'll go through, explain like how and why.
And then our last one is the one I talked about first with all the big.
So it's just a
secrets.
block. So just join us at 11 at rollforcombat.com. Sorry, go to youtube.rollforcombat.com and you can go to YouTube channel and it's like 11 to 12 to 1 Pacific.
That's
And then-
youtube.rollforcombat.com.
That's right. And then that'll be it.
And even if you're not starting with the monster assignment, if you're starting with like a short adventure, like
Yeah.
a bounty or
Yeah,
things
you're
like
gonna
that,
need
if
monsters.
you make your own monster and it really shines, that's a way to stand out.
Yeah. Monsters are one of those things. When you make a really good one, people notice immediately.
Yeah.
And the editors will know. Trust me, the editors notice right away. Because when I started out, I would get notes from like Ron Lundin, and he'd be like, "Oh my
The
God,
developers.
right?" And I'd get like, "You used aquatic ambush. No one uses that." I'm like, "Hey," so you get noticed.
Are there
You do it
any
right.
questions from either of the two chats for us? For any of the players, for me as the
Anyone has
GM?
any questions while we were
Yeah. But shout out to y'all for sitting through
Yeah,
that.
I have presents for the people who sat through.
yeah. I hope you guys enjoyed
You
watching.
all get one anyhow.
watching.
You came late. I'll give you half a present.
I hope,
just
you,
rip
I'll
one of these
rip it in
stickers in
half.
I hope you enjoyed watching Bond star and all of the Flints.
All the flints.
Well, to be honest, that her name isn't.
It's Nash, which is short for Ignatius.
Right, Ignatius. So that's why you got confused. You called her by the wrong. You called him by the name. Yeah. So there is some overlap. Secrets of Galarian. You know what? There's been Secrets of Galarian every year. How many things? What's left? Everything's been.
I
Told
do
by
have to
now.
say that all of the people on the Secrets of Galarian panel are awesome, so it's going to be tough. But
Well,
I.
This one.
you can go.
No, I'm
if you're here, go to this one.
Listen,
Those others aren't live.
I can't tell you not to watch Eleanor Luis and James Jacobs because they are just a strong team.
That's true.
They're a strong team of people who are going to give you some good stuff. I can just say that I've been as a fan to the Secrets of Galarian panel, and I felt like I mean, as a lore junkie, I felt like I knew all of the things that they said were secrets.
Well, I'll tell
and when
you a
people
secret.
ask for actual secrets, they refuse to tell me.
I'll tell you a secret. If you come to our panels and ask about Secrets of Galarian, I bet you Mark and I can figure it out.
Look, I'm not allowed to reveal the Secrets of Galarian.
Yes, but I am.
Uh-oh.
That's right.
So wait, Steven, if they come to our panel, are you going to tell them who killed Aridin?
Aridin,
Or how did he die? He may not have even been killed.
he's hanging out with Elvis.
He's not even dead. He's just hanging out with
He's not
Elvis.
even dead.
Wait, but there are people who travel to Earth, and it
That's
has
right.
been time travel, so
That's
he
right.
could be.
Baba Yaga. Mm-hmm.
Baba Yaga just sent him over with
That's
Elvis.
right. That's right.
Wow.
See, you learned
We
things
learned that
on
in this panel. Now,
Secrets of
but you
Galarian,
gave
right?
it up now. Now they can all go to Secrets of Galarian because you
That's
told
right.
them now.
Mm-hmm. That's right. What? There's a question for Mark. How to put a 3-hour adventure into just 40 words?
Oh, Well, I'll tell you. It says
Make it up as you go along.
Improv.
it says romp through Rumplank. Gutted snake. Molo makes sick Dogador.
40 words and like 3 of them were the title. Yeah.
Yes, that's true. Jamarti Tixima. Lawful neutral, gender fluid, Gamayun Ranger 1. A tenacious but woefully inept jungle explorer. Iron Eel's first mate Squotin Malardy. Tavern Brawl. Old Woody. Crawling Caves. Silk-tailed Beetle. Parrot Bear Smugglers.
Basically, it's a
Yeah.
bullet point list.
I do that for my campaigns as well.
Actually, yeah, that's actually pretty common.
Right. Like for a homebrew, you're not going to publish it
Yeah.
anyway.
Anything that I was worried that I would forget the name of, and almost everything that was in here except for like Ringo the Beetle is a canonical actual person who lives in Rumplank is in the article, and if I said it wrong and this was on the internet forever, everyone would be like, that's not really the name of that person in the tavern. Why did they do it wrong on Roll for Combat? So
Yeah,
that's why I put 40 words down to make sure I
Can't
got
get
it
a
right.
name right. What? Ish.
What?
No.
Yeah, it's like Flint. Everyone's Flint. Who knows? Who's
Everyone-
Well, also, you didn't have any maps, so it made it easier when
Yeah.
you don't have maps.
Well, that's why I told you that I could do it in the time that I had, only if there weren't maps.
That's right. We did it all in our brain,
Yeah, it's all in my head.
and no one could follow.
No,
it.
I did mess up when I let
You
Vanessa
messed
go
up,
first.
really?
Yeah.
I couldn't tell.
That time I let Vanessa.
Flint.
That time I let Vanessa go instead of Linda when I had their 2 initiatives confused.
Yeah.
So I'm sorry about that, but
I am not.
your tree may have actually been able to do more if you had gone after them, because you would have known they were going around after
Running around
Brogan.
the wooden dragon. Yeah.
The wood, right.
Or Linda might have charged and like protected the dragon.
Not hollow, you know. A bunch of Spartans are going to jump out of the dragon.
I was gonna make that joke. I was gonna make the joke about the Trojan dragon.
Trojan Dragon.
It was too on the nose.
So actually, a few elements when people read the first adventure, a few elements of the adventure, even in addition to the princess hiring everyone, appeared in this prequel. So you'll be able to find out and enjoy it more if you play or read as the GM the first adventure, and then come back to this and you're, oh, that's who that was, and I see what.
And
what was
these
going on
iconics
there.
we will be including in the adventure, so if you want to play them, you can.
Yes. But I'm sorry, I'm not going to be giving Ringo into the official star character sheet. But I recommend taking Beastmaster at 2nd level. I think using probably the Beetle companion from Grand Bazaar is going to be your best bet. Probably change its advanced maneuver into like a flinging poison spikes instead of whatever it normally has.
Right.
Be fun.
And then you're set.
Which is swinging regular spikes.
I don't think that's what Beetle does in Grand
I
Bazaar.
made that up.
Okay. So that's my recommendation to you if you at home want to advance start with Ringo in your home campaign.
Oh, Star and Ringo. I just got that.
Yes.
That was
That's why they
Oh
did that.
wow.
no, because it's a beetle. That's why.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes,
oh my god.
It's
No,
Yeah.
I just got
yeah.
that.
I mean, I knew it was
Oh.
for a beetle.
Yeah.
I didn't actually get Ringo and Star.
I didn't even get it as a
Yeah.
beetle.
I got it
That's
the
Ringo
entire
and
time.
Star. Ringo. That's actually good.
Star Beetle.
Star riding Ringo.
Oh.
That is my level of shenanigans. I'm
Yes, I liked it immediately because of that.
Oh boy, I didn't. That all went right over my.
That's because you drank so much of that
Because you
grog.
turned
Oh,
your head-
yeah.
your head turned
Well,
woody.
So.
You literally turned to wood.
Oh.
So if there's no more questions,
So thanks so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us,
Thank
everyone.
y'all.
You were a great audience. Thanks for giving
Yeah, we got
them
a real
hero
audience
points.
this time.
They needed it. I was a little. I was a little meaner than I might normally be to them because I knew I gave them a level 6 consumable each, and also you were giving them a bunch of hero points, and it let them take on. So the encounters they fought in this adventure was a severe encounter with hazards, a moderate encounter that they just instantly won. Then there was a low threat encounter against Ringo that they just took along with them, followed by a severe encounter with the Parrot Bear. Well, it was moderate to severe because it was injured and had some penalties, but it wasn't all the way weak template. And then it was a chase, and then a severe encounter against the 6 guys. So I threw almost like a Bowman
Where was
number
the extreme?
of almost a Bowman number of severe encounters in a
Where
row
is the
against
extreme?
you.
I went extreme, man.
It's like a plague stone number, and you didn't have enough. I didn't give you enough time to do treat wounds more than once.
I still had 3 heal slots open though.
I know you had 3 heals. You were very cautious
Really?
after
Then
our.
how come I kept dropping?
It's
What was
because-
going on with
it's
your
because-
I healed you afterwards each
did.
time. You just went down on 1 turn
It's
each time.
because Brogan and I played a delve with Eric Mullen
Oh
where he
my
got like
word,
5
that
natural
delve.
20s and
Eric got 5 natural
Eric
20s.
did.
Wait,
And
who'd you
Brogan
get
was
today?
Yeah,
yes, and
Eric
Brogan
GM'd us in a delve.
Brogan was playing Kyra and ran out of heals, so this caused him to be traumatized by Eric Mona, and so he
Against
saved his
Mona?
heals.
Oh, he rolled 5 nat 20s.
Really?
With
Not-
deadly short bows, and they just killed everybody.
Yep.
I was Mauricio. My movement speed was 30, so I just ran
Damn.
faster than everyone,
It was
so
brutal,
I
man.
escaped.
It was fun.
But Kyra died, and so as Mauricio, that made me so
Sirens,
sad.
Theoni, and Fumbus all died.
Wow.
My wife died.
Well, Bumbus, you know. Well,
So-
so you lost, I guess.
Yeah, well,
Yeah.
no, it's a delve. We won because 3 of us lived.
Oh, well, that's all that matters.
Yeah.
As long as
And I lived. So thanks, everybody.
Yeah,
Thank
Thank
you.
you.
Dinner time.
Yeah, time to get
Food.
dinner.